with a lot of people, why they're stuck, why they don't go further than they are, why sometimes they regress, why people that are so quick to comment negatively or give a backhanded compliment and think it's okay, or make a backhanded comment because they're so focused on the messenger and not the message. And that's a big issue that I'm noticing pretty much every day. So many people want to listen to reply and not listen to apply. You want to listen to respond, but not listen to understand. Focus on the message. That's all I have to say. Have a blessed day.
So, good evening, good afternoon. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan Sports Classic. Today, we have a special guest, none other, the Jamaican Football Federation President, Sir Mike Ricketts, has done so much in Clarendon football, and over the years on this platform, many things are said, and I have to say, Ryan Sports Classic, when it come on to bashing the JFF president, I do a lot. I bash him a lot because I don't happy with a lot of stuff is going on in Jamaican football. But this interview, one of the most recommended interview on YouTube since I started this channel over from 2019. A lot of people want to speak to the JFF president. So we're going to hear Mr. Mike Ricketts, his story, how him come up in football, which school him attend. Do the president play football? We are going to talk a lot. We're going to talk about the 2026 World Cup. The JFF making so much progress, but a lot of people out there don't know as yet. But we're going to give them time. We're going to allow them to get what they want to do. All right? So my beautiful people, make sure you smash the like button, share your thought down in the comment section, and listen, keep it respectfully. No calling nobody no name. Please keep it respectfully. You want respect? Keep it clean. All right? I don't want to block and delete anybody. So keep it respectfully. We can disagree with the president, but at the same time, we can disagree to agree without disrespect. All right? So I want to big up every single person down in the comment section. Really do appreciate all of you guys. But without further ado, Sir Prezi, good evening, man. Welcome to the show.
Ryan, good evening, and it's a pleasure, really a pleasure. I think it's overdue. My colleagues, both Speed and my new GS, have been in contact with you. I've done interviews with you. This is my first opportunity to speak with you, and it's a delight, really.
Thank you, man. How is your family first and foremost?
Well, we are all doing well. We're doing well, giving thanks. I have so much to be thankful for.
Okay, great. So, first and foremost, Prezi, tell us a little bit about yourself. Talk to us.
All right. If we're gonna speak about my footballing prowess, I went to Glenmuir, and I grew up in a community where one of my real friends, the former JFF president, Cranston Boxill, he went to Vertec. So my school was more of a kind of an academic culture, cadet kind of oriented institution. While on the contrary, Veer was a football and more so a sporting organization other than its academics. So I got to see players like the great Alan Cole. I saw Bob Campbell, I saw Orville Edwards, I saw the Blair brothers, Corcel, Maurice, Miguel. I saw that era when Veer dominated schoolboy football. After I left school, I ran smack into the 1977 Clarendon College team. So I saw Lenny Hyde, I saw Corey, I saw Russell, I saw Desmond Stiff. I saw Wanda. I saw that group of 77, Clarendon College, that I think is the best schoolboy team that I have seen. Then I fooled around a little bit at Virtech, supporting Bob Campbell, who was then the coach. So I managed a very technical team in 1980 that won the DaCosta Cup. They beat Dintil at Jarrett Park. In 1981, the table was turned. Dintil defeated us by a 1-0, a Paul Newman goal, I remember clearly. Then afterwards, I got involved in administration. So I eventually became president for Clarendon. In 1982, when the Ben Francis, the inaugural Ben Francis competition, Veer won the Ben Francis in 1982. They didn't win the DaCosta Cup, but they won the Ben Francis. And they also won the Nutriment Shield, beating Camperdown in the final. I thereafter got into administration, like I said, so I became president of the Clarendon FA. In late 1980, a friend of mine called Jimmy Chin, we formed a club called Galaxy. I don't know if any of you would have known of Galaxy.
Of course, I remember
Galaxy and Hazard became the two standard bearers as it relates to Premier League in Clarendon. So Jimmy and I started Galaxy. I then went back into administration and got a second term as president of the Clarendon FA. Thereafter, I became chairman of the South Central Confederation. I chaired the referees committee at the JFF. I chaired the competitions committee. I also chaired the club licensing committee. Afterwards, I became a vice president to Captain World. In 2016, when Captain passed, or 70, whichever, I threw my hat in the ring. And in 2017, I became president. So I served half of Captain World's tenure, and then eventually I got my own mandate. So I've been president for the JFF since 2017. The elections are due next year, so let's see what will happen. Right. So in terms of my footballing history, that's what it has been.
Okay, so you play any football at Glenmore? Or probably I get a call. When I get a call, you're not going to hear. Are you hearing me now?
I'm not hearing you, Ryan.
Are you hearing me? I'm hearing you. Just log off and come back. Go out and come back.
Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you good. I'm hearing you good. Are you hearing me? Yeah. Somebody is watching the television in here.
Okay, yeah, I'm hearing you now.
Okay, fair enough. So
okay, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
So the person who are watching the house, they need to turn down their volume. Right? Okay. So people, we're going to talk about the president. All right. So hopefully we can get into the meat of the matter. You get what I say? So big up to all of the people down in the comment section. Fresh God, big up yourself. Kyle, big up yourself. Reed, big up yourself. KS Sports TV, big up yourself, brother. Tennessee, big up yourself. Nothing but love and respect. Kevin, Malcolm, big up yourself, brother. Nothing but love and respect. Jay, big up yourself. Speed, big up yourself. Fresh God, big up yourself. Really do appreciate every single one of you guys down in the comment section. And who is watching, make sure you guys smash the like button, people. We don't want to interrupt the interview. Like the video, people. Robert, big up yourself, brother. Nothing but love and respect. Really do appreciate all of you guys. Bailey, big up yourself. Nothing about love and respect. Patrick Holness, big up yourself, brother. Nothing about love and respect. Really do appreciate all of you guys down in the comment section. All right. So make sure you guys, we have what 90 of you guys in the comment section. Smash the like button, people. Please don't let us have to interrupt the interview and asking you guys for likes. So make sure you guys smash the like button. So the press is back. So let's bring him back. So yes, sir. So I was saying, do you play Doncaster Cup for Glenmore?
No, I never did. I never did. I would have been a goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper.
But I didn't. Yeah. But
okay.
that year when I would have played, the competition was aborted.
Okay. Fair enough. So when you leave, we want to take a look at step back before we get into the JFF stuff. So when you leave Glenmore, right? What next for my Ricketts? When you leave,
I work with the Ministry of Health.
Yeah.
As an environmental health officer. I worked in the Clarendon parish for all of my life. So I went to school here. I went to primary school here. I went to Glenmere. I went to high school. I went to tertiary. Of course, in Kingston, came back, worked with the Ministry of Health for all of my life until I retired some years ago.
So what get you in football administration?
Like I said, I went to Glenmere. My friends went to Vietech. Grew up as an ordinary youth. So I go play cricket, play football, get involved in shooting bird and catching fish like an ordinary youth. So of course I get involved in playing cricket, playing football. So my friends went to Veer, which then was the mecca for schoolboy football. So of course you get involved. So you start watching the Costa Cup. You start watching Alan Cole and Bob Campbell and Anthony Douglas. So you're bound to get attracted to the sport. Right. So I managed the Vietech team. Then I got involved in football administration.
So yeah, as a manager at Viet Technical, you win anything as the manager or the Costa Cup or anything?
In 1980, we won the Costa Cup. We beat Dintil at Jarrett Park. In 1981, we again played Dintil in the finals. This time they defeated us by a goal to nil. In 1982, at the inauguration of the Ben Francis competition, Vietech was the first winner of the Ben Francis competition. They beat Cornwall in the finals. Cornwall, I think, won the Da Costa Cup. Vietech won the Ben Francis. There was also a trophy that the Walker Cup winners played against the Ben Francis winners called the Nutriment Shield. Veer also won the Nutriment Shield in 1982, beating Camperdown inside the National Stadium.
Yeah. So you remember who were part? Is Diego Gardner a part of that Veer team?
Not in 1980. I think Diego came before. But Diego I don't think Diego played the Costa Cup. He played cricket. And I remember Diego making 100. I think it was against Dujan's team. In a Spalding Cup final.
Diego Garden, because Diego is my uncle, you know. So when I was
serious?
Yeah, man, Diego, I'm an uncle, man.
Great athlete, man. Great athlete.
Yeah. So leaving high school, you went straight into administration, you know. So at what age you become the manager of the team? What age?
That would have been at age 23.
23?
Yeah. When I managed the Vietech team.
Wow.
I was born in 1957.
So
1977, when Clarendon was so very dominant, Clarendon College, I was 20 years of age. And then that Clarendon team, with the likes of O'Neill Russell and Desmond Stiff and Dave Gerard, Donovan Ray, Lenworth Hyde, that team first captivated my whole interest. Then I went back to Veer, worked with Kenneth Campbell. He was the coach, and I managed the team in 1980, 81, 82.
Okay, fair enough. So you did it, manage a team at the age 23, you know, give them the support. So at the time, in hindsight, you see yourself were going to be the JFF president in hindsight?
No, Ryan, not at all. Because right after, probably 83, 84, I became president of the CFA. I was invited by a gentleman called Lloyd Plummer, who works so very closely with John Green in building a youth program in this parish. That, as it is now, I think we are still because of the legacy of Green and Plummer, the Clarendon teams are still doing well. But I was invited by Plummer to be part of the CFA. Eventually, I became president about 84, 85. Then I resigned my position and with my friend Jimmy Chin formed a club called Galaxy. In 1992, Hazard went to the Premier League. It took Galaxy 4 years. I think in 1994, Galaxy was in the Premiership. Then it was Galaxy and, of course, Hazard. And there was another club in Veer called Leeds United. All three played Premier League at one time.
And
it was Galaxy and Hazard that were the dominant forces in the parish then.
Okay. Fair enough.
I even coached Galaxy.
Yeah,
Those times, yeah, man. I took a little stint at coaching. But it was, you just had to do a basic course. But as times went by, I realized that it was getting a little bigger than me. So I stepped aside and we brought in a proper coach. And we did well during our sojourn in the Premiership.
Okay. So you didn't win anything with the Premier League?
Galaxy?
Galaxy,
no. But they did well in the Premiership, but they never won.
Okay, fair enough. So let's move on to how he becomes president of the Clarendon FA now.
Well, yeah, like I said, around about 1984, there was a vacancy. I ran for the position and was successful. So I became president of the Clarendon FA in 1984, I think. I resigned in 1988 and then formed Galaxy. I went back for my second stint around about 94, thereabout. So I became president again in 1994. And like I said, subsequently I became chairman for the South Central Confederation, which means Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, and St. Catherine. So I chaired the Confed for a while. Then I became, of course, an executive member of the JFF. So I chaired the competitions committee for a while. Then I also chaired the referees committee and then the club licensing committee. Then, of course, I became a vice president to the late Captain Byrne.
Okay, fair enough. So, talk to me some of the stuff he has done in Clarendon as the president. Some of the things that you done as president as the...
Well, I personally would have set up in my early years, set up a youth program, which was led by Lloyd Plummer and John Green. My administration would have put
What's that team? What's that team?
Say it again.
What's the team you administrate at that time when you become?
We just wanted to ensure that we had a very strong youth program. So I set up a youth program, more like a grassroots program. And I just was very fortunate to have gotten loyal and dedicated people like late Messrs. Green and Plummer. And I tell you, they worked assiduously to ensure that we had one of the strongest and the best organized youth program. And we would have inherited a legacy from those two late gentlemen that I think we're still seeing the results of right now, because they were so loyal. And I can't remember ever seeing Mr. Green, who was an Englishman who came here and taught at Clarendon College, coached Clarendon College in the early days. Then he got involved in football administration and then ran our youth program for decades. And I tell you, he would have made an indelible mark on local football.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right.
And
So
I also had a stint as chairman at Garvey. And I went to Garvey, and the first thing I did was to have a meeting with the staff and ask of them to help me as a sport-oriented person to win the Da Costa Cup. And we did set things in place. And we played Glenmuir in the final, my alma mater, and Garvey came out winners on penalties. So I've
yeah,
been into football at all levels, to be
at,
honest.
at our level and win titles too as
And
money.
would have, certainly, I would have won titles.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. So someone asked me the question last night if I see the president of the passion in a Jamaican football, and that sparked a lot of stuff last night, and a lot of people called in. So my answer to the caller, I said honestly, I don't see the passion in the president. All right. So
Ryan,
yeah,
I don't miss a football game played in my parish. I
mm-hmm,
don't miss. There's no Sunday when the Premier League is being played when I'm not at a game. I
mm-hmm,
am one president who is on the ground, who want to stay humble, who want to ensure, and I've always said from day one that my only aim is to grow the sport of football. I am
mm-hmm.
not the kind of person that you're going to see dress up in jacket and tie every day, but you will see me at a little football match every single day.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. And then one of the reason why too, a lot of people don't really know much about you because most of the time you on interviews always say the JFF never did this, the JFF never that. So I want to make sure that I bring the different side of the president for the people you know um can what I call it now to get a look inside of your journey coming up. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't really see that side of you. So I really
You know,
appreciate you coming.
and I appreciate this.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate thing is that we never got a chance to do this before. But I know that Speed and Chung have had discussions with you.
Mm-hmm.
And each time they both speak with you, they give me an insight of exactly what the interview was about. So I know about your program. I know your listenership, how wide it has grown. And I am just very delighted to be part of the program this evening.
All right. Definitely. Fair enough. So, all right. Let's move on now. Let's move on to become the JFF president. In 2017, he said, what as you has put foundation for the Jamaica national team to be successful? I'm not talking about the senior team. I'm talking about the
All
whole.
right, let me tell you some things about football.
Mm-hmm,
Football is the only sport in Jamaica that runs a fully professional league.
mm-hmm,
Football is the only sport in Jamaica that owns its own office building.
mm-hmm,
Football is the only sport in Jamaica that owns a playing facility and a hostel of its own.
mm-hmm,
So I'm saying all of that to say that we are very much on track. This JFF would have restarted the Women's League. When we got into office, there was no Women's League. It was abandoned. It was
mm-hmm,
put on the back burner. It was put on hold. We restarted the Women's League, and a
mm-hmm.
lot of people would conveniently not want to give us credit, but it was this administration that I lead. And the truth is, Ryan, I'm not going to take the glory because the people around me that do all the hard work. So I'm going to share the sentiments with all of those who have worked so hard and work assiduously for us to have qualified consecutively to two Women's World Cup. So we would have paid a lot of attention. And the Jamaica Women's Premier League just got restarted last week. I know some persons were getting impatient, but we were just making sure that we had everything in place so that we had a smooth start to a league that will last for 6 months. So, of course, we get a lot of exposure for these young girls. The coaches will be looking out for real talented players. And we want to ensure that we expose some of these young ladies at the highest level.
Yeah.
This JFF, has signed a contract with probably the leading apparel manufacturer in the world.
Mm-hmm.
This will kick in 1st of January. The old contract expires December 31. So the morning of January 1, we will have a brand new kit sponsor who we have had extensive negotiations lasting for at least 3 years. We've been talking to Adidas. And
What's it?
sometimes, Ryan, I
Deal.
feel helpless.
What's the money upfront you guys getting? How much Adidas deal?
We can't say it yet, Ryan, because we've been instructed not to do so until there's the expiration of the old contract. So all of these figures will be made known. And of course, it's not like what it used to be. There will be some injection of cash. So we have had an arrangement with Adidas that first and foremost, and we have set this in place, there's a coach that will be responsible for what we call a grassroots talent identification and development program. A coach has been assigned and will be announced probably the second week in January. So we want to ensure that we pay very special attention to our development and our grassroots program. And we're going to put a lot of energy in that department because we don't want Ryan just to go overseas for players. We want to send players overseas. So we want to identify our young players. We want to harness the talent. We want to get them into organized programs and ensure that these talents go overboard, whether it's for scholarship or for contracts.
Okay. So, President, you think in your administration, you as the president and the people around you, do you believe that, or do you think you guys put enough into on the youth when it come on?
We remember we lost almost 2 full years to the pandemic.
Yeah, but
the pandemic, during the pandemic.
Before that, Prezi, like we get a lot of excuse about the pandemic. What about before
we only had 2 years, you know. We came into office in 2017. The pandemic, I think, was 2019. So we only had 2 full years. And I think that we did well. We did well at the Gold Cup. We did well with our Women's League. But like you have said, and I'm not going to say we were perfect, because certainly would have made a number of mistakes and would have lost ground because of the pandemic. And of course, because of some shortcomings within our secretariat. We now have a brand new general secretary. We have a brand new head coach with his own technical staff. And we are just hopeful that some of the mistakes that we would have made from a technical perspective, we will correct them. Speed is excellent at what he does. Speed chairs our technical committee. Dennis Strong is a super administrator, and he has shown that in the few weeks that he has been with the JFF. The coach, Hal Grimson, has brought 2 coaches with him, and we deliberately, it was by mistake that he came in this early. Once we failed in our qualification bid, we took a decision that 2026, we must be at the World Cup. And we searched, and Speed and his committee worked hard. We came up with Hal Grimson, and we think that he will make a huge difference to the technical component of the JFF.
And Mr. President, I'm glad you're talking about a lot of great stuff is going on, but some of the fans them still impatient because of what, you know, just like a girl, you know, she break your heart, you know, my girlfriend break me heart, and trust me, it find me a little bit of feet to get back a next girl. Because
Ryan, it's only because of the love and the passion for the sport, you know. Because a lot of times people say things that are baseless, so to speak. But it's not that they want to hurt anybody, you know. That they don't want to hurt me, or they want to hurt the JFF. But it's just the passion and the impatience of wanting to see the football grow. And having it stagnated because of a number of reasons. But I can assure you, I can assure the fans that we have now created a path that is going to lead us to some good football, some good results, and some qualifications. We just came back from a sojourn in Florida where we had a camp. We were looking for some under 17 players. I got report that there were over 40 youngsters that showed up for this selection camp. So we want to ensure that we give our players and give the country a real opportunity of qualifying our under 17s for the World Cup.
I agree with you on that, Prezi. I think we having a camp. The under 17 will be starting on 17. I think February it start. 2020
Yes.
February. Why no a camp right now? Because we see that if the under 20 team get better preparation, would have a better chance to qualify. This under 17, the females under 17 get beaten in this try bad. I think we need to have some long-term strategy for the young men's them. 2 years.
Brian, we have been having camps now because remember
Yeah,
we have a facility of our own.
just 1 or 2 days, not enough, man.
No, but we can't take them out of school. So we have to take them on weekends. And for the last 2 or 3 months, a number of them were involved in the schoolboy programs. But we have always been having small camps looking at these players. So as we speak, we have a real nice nucleus. In fact, we had a camp where some players from overseas, maybe 5-6 months ago, and the coach was very impressed with some youngsters who had actually come from overseas to be part of this camp. In fact, we ran a under 20 camp and an under 17 camp simultaneously, and would have extracted from the under 20s those who would qualify for under 17, and they would have formed the nucleus of our under 17 programs. But like I said, the qualifications will be in February. I think it's in Guatemala. And I think we have a nice nucleus of youngsters.
Okay, fair enough. So can you promise the fans them that going forward for these youth tournament, we're not going to have 4 months before we're picking team? Because forget
of course.
When you look at the other nation, them, the USA and all of these big nations, and even the small team that growing pan us, we cannot beat Antigua every single time we play. Antigua or Bermuda, one of them teams. Them knock out under 20, and them knock out on every time them see we, they are spending a lot of money in their program. You understand? So we can't, because we are Jamaican, we are believe say, okay, we have better talent. These Caribbean countries pumping a lot of money in them football. And if we not be careful, we sooner or later can make it to no under 17. The last time we qualify under 17 is 2011. Check that France team. You have about 4 or 6 players who value over, we sell for over £60 million. Where is our under 17 youth them?
Yeah, I agree. But we just need to get some more support, both from government and from corporate Jamaica. Ryan, we don't even have a decent field of our own. We are trying to set up the Captain Burrell Center of Excellence. We are trying to buy a piece of property so that we can set up a proper footballing support structure.
So why we never we be like Captain Burrell? Why we never just say, okay, we're just going to do a very good thing and done? Why we just trying to buy land now and then Captain Burrell? Because I speak to
we need to spread it. We need to spread it because Captain Burrell Center is in Kingston. We need to go central. We need to go west. We tried and we got a very far advanced stage of getting a property at Frome. And then something went wrong and the government thought that they would put it on hold. But we want to go right across the country and establish centers where we can capture all, because you see, and another competition, Ryan, that we really need to get restarted is this under 18 that we were playing some years ago, where once you leave school, you could get into your parish team and get some national exposure. We want to restart that competition. It was aborted during that COVID time. I think it's very important. It's a good competition because a number of the good players, you graduate from high school and then you just get lost because you don't play Premier League. There's no second tier for you to play. So you just get lost. We will definitely be starting us. We continue our second tier. The women's second tier will start around about February, March, but we want to restart that under 18, where the moment you leave school, you get into your parish team and you get exposed at the national level.
Okay. So some of the football in Jamaica right now, under 17, under 15, under 13, why we not getting none of that going on right now? president in Jamaica? Right?
All right, the under 15 for girls, that is definitely on the cards to start early next year. The under 13 and under 15, we normally have those spread right across the country. Those will definitely restart next year without question. I know that South Central had a proper under 13, under 15. Juicy Patties was our sponsor. We're going to re-engage Juicy Patties. And of course, the other confederations will certainly have their under 13 and under 15 restarted. But that is something that certainly would have caused us to have lost some good players. No under 13, no under 15 nationally, but we are working on it, and I can assure you that that will restart next year.
Next year, all right. I'm going to work for them thing then.
Yeah, man, because we are having, remember, we're having Adidas on board, and we have, as part of our contractual arrangement, our youth programs and grassroots programs will get special attention.
Adidas doing that?
Well, part of the contractual arrangement.
Yeah. Wow, that's nice then. That means there's a big money deal when you get for Adidas then, man.
I soon tell you, Ryan. I soon tell you. The morning of January 1, I can tell you.
Okay.
That is right after the expiration of the present contract. But there's a confidentiality clause and a non-disclosure clause to the contract. We can't say anything until this present contract expires.
Okay, fair enough. So I am going to ask you something. Website. What's wrong with the JFF website? What's wrong with the JFF YouTube channel? All the people going to get the merchandise. You guys say Adidas is coming, and all the people can get the merchandise to buy.
That Adidas will be fully responsible for marketing the Adidas gear. Totally, fully. We have been trying to get them to set up shops in our airports. That is a recent discussion. But Adidas, and I think they're a very, very strong marketer. So I believe that we won't have any issues at all getting these gear. And they will be marketing our local Reggae Boy Adidas gear globally. That was part of this discussion we had. And I tell you, Ryan, like I said, we've been talking since 2019 about this contract. And sometimes, like I said, I felt helpless, like I wasn't getting anywhere. And then we would restart. And like I said, the rest is history. To God be the glory.
Okay.
And you see, Ryan, and I've always said, and I want to reiterate, we don't want to be a JFF that it's only football. We must reach out to our lesser fortunate communities or inner cities. We must have a social impact on the lives of every single boy or girl in this country. We want to change the mindset. We want to ensure that we have a positive impact. We want to give these youngsters something to look forward to, something to play for, something to wanting to play. So we will be very strong on our grassroots program, and I have discussed it with my general secretary. We're going to write to FIFA, and we're going to ask for some support for inner city football.
Okay, fair enough. That's sound good. That's sound good. And you know, I like the feedback. I like everything when I hear what is really going on with the Football Federation in the new 2023 direction and stuff. So Prezi, what happened with the 2022 World Cup? Why we didn't qualify? What went wrong?
I think we never had the kind of energy. We never had the kind of synergy. I don't think the chemistry was right, and I don't think we managed everything as well as we ought to have done. The JFF would have given as much as was requested and required. We gave everything. We made sure we had contracts in place for both coach and players. They wanted extra medical people. We gave them. They wanted a sports psychologist. We gave them. They wanted a chef to travel around the world with. We gave them. Where it was possible, we had chartered flights. So it's just that the synergy, the chemistry wasn't there. Because when I look at Costa Rica, for example, Costa Rica beat us in Jamaica 1-0, and we had 60% of the football. We lost. We played Costa Rica in Costa Rica. I think we led until late in the game. They drew with us. Mexico, we were 1-1 until the 89th minute. Mexico eventually scored a very late goal. They beat us. The US here were very unfortunate, and we lost a game that I think it was simply by mistake. So just that things, and the breaks, Ryan, didn't come our way. But we want to ensure that we have a proper management structure in place. We have the energy of the players.
Administration deal with the whole COVID situation, because the JFF were keep on complaining about COVID. But other countries have COVID too. You think you guys were prepared and do well enough?
Ryan, money. Because remember, we can't match Canada and the US and Costa Rica, Mexico. You want to go to some of those countries and see some facilities. Some facilities that they have. I mean, we don't look like that. We don't have the kind of facility, we don't have the financial support.
May I stop at this? We spend $1 billion in the World Cup qualifying. Am I wrong or am I right?
I can't confirm, but I will check to see exactly how much it was.
Okay. So, based on my information, the JFF spent $1 billion in this World Cup qualify because we didn't qualify everything. So, you guys, private jet.
No, but look at this, Ryan. Look at the kind of facilities that we have. We don't even have a proper training ground. I mean, if we have to use the national stadium, we have to pay hefty sums. If we have to use any other facility, it's going to cost us. And we invested heavily, because we really wanted to have qualified, and we invested heavily. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. Like I said, the breaks just didn't come our way. We lost a game to the US that we never should have lost. So that would have 3 points more than what we ended with. But like I said, we invested because we wanted to qualify, and we virtually threw everything into the qualification. It just never worked. So we just have to restart.
Yeah, but
like I said, I'm not going to say we never made mistakes. Of course, we did make mistakes. But we want to ensure that we do not make the same mistakes again.
Yeah, I open to learn from that mistake, Prezi. But one of the main issues we have in the World Cup qualifier, player coming, too many players, Jamaican players all over the world coming into the team, didn't secure as quick as possible. And that end up mess up the chemistry of the whole team. Oh, can you? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I kind of agree, because there was, of course, some kind of a division among some players. But I think the coaching staff, I don't think they were strong enough in dealing with certain things. And even some things they weren't in agreement with. I mean, they didn't really try to manage it well. But again, I'm going to reiterate that we did make mistakes. There's no question about it. We have in place now staff members who can really build a relationship with the players, because that is very important. The JFF must have a relationship with its players. We have done a pretty decent job of trying to do a repair job. And I think it has worked. We have a better relationship with our players. We have a better relationship with our staff members. And I believe that that will give us some good results.
Recently, a lot of Reggae Boyz do an interview, and they said they don't have that cool relationship with you guys. And I think my perspective, looking on the things in my ear, Prezi, I think we need to find that right balance with the players. Because this is what I believe. Players must come first. Players, they are the players that put in the product. They are the players that put in. Once the players them comfortable, yeah, and we make a lot of mistakes in the World Cup qualifying. I mean, I go put down everything for one, you know. But players didn't perform as well them supposed to do, because them get world class travel, and the man them play no ball. Them they play the ball. But on the other side, what I don't want for happen, President, because this is what happened, right? I'm going to hear me out tonight. This is what I don't want for happen for 2026. The players them have to come in early. If we are going to recruit, we recruit to player them early. We cannot wait.
Ryan, that is where we have a problem, because the clubs, they're not going to release their players unless it is during the window.
International break. If an international team must,
but we're not going to get them outside of the break. But
outside the break. But Prezi, do you guys, because this is the problem we may have with the JFF, you know. All right, we spent a big budget on the World Cup qualifier campaign. We didn't make it to the World Cup. I understand, so the funds not going to lump sum there. What we always do, we don't make it to our World Cup qualifier. We don't make it to the World Cup. We spend a bag of money in that campaign. After the campaign or the Nation League, we're broke. We don't have no money. We need to bring in some of we best player them in these small tournaments. We have to have the balance. We can't go with too much local player. We have to have that balance where the coach are going to get the best player them to get us over the line. We are one game away from the Mexico game from make it into the Nation League quarter semi-final. We can't afford to have all in. We need to have our best player, that mixture, and the players have to come early. We can't jump on we do all the time every year. I want to qualify.
Well, Ryan, we have a strong coaching staff now.
Okay,
that will help us to manage and to help us not to make the same mistakes that we made before. Because Hal Grimson is a strong personality. And he's going to demand of the JFF a number of things, and he's going to also demand of the players a number of things. So we want to ensure that we build that relationship with the coach and his staff from now. And he must now give us a finished product, work with the players, ensure that the players give their best, and that translates into good results. But I appreciate and understand all that you have said, and I appreciate what the comments that I've heard. And I have no issues, Ryan, if people want to come in, sit with me, as long as you're going to constructively criticize. I don't have a problem. Let us just sit down, and just like some of the things you've said, they are facts. They are very, very factual, and are things that we must address going forward.
Yeah. And I hope you guys can get that relationship with the players, because it's very, very important, right?
Very important.
We have some, may I tell you, for a long time, I believe in our Jamaican coaching staff. We not only get one head coach, I will normally do. We go get a team. We have a goalkeeper coach, we have an assistant coach, we have a fitness coach, and then we have Marian Garden. We're going to learn from these professional coach. You're going to be the third assistant. So I like the way on to build the team, because this is where we are compete against, you know. We are compete against the United States and the Mexico. A-licensed coach. And at least we match up to Mexico and all of these teams with an A-license. And that's very, very important. But what
and as I said that, Ryan, we have 6 local coaches now who are doing their A-license. And we expect to have them train those other coaches so that we have good, knowledgeable coaches. So there are 6 A-licensed coaches now who are just finishing up, and they will help us now to go around the island, because we believe that, and we have started the process. We have covered a number of parishes as it relates to their C license, and all the parishes would have done their C license. So we are now expecting that when our grassroots program start, we'll have knowledgeable and coaches that are properly prepared to start working with our grassroots kids.
Most definitely, and Sprezzy.
But Ryan, I would have liked if you and a few of your strong callers, supporters, just come to the JF one day and let us sit down and you jot your concerns down, and we just discuss them. Because I have always believed that I ought to listen to everybody. I mean, some may be ignorant, but some may be very knowledgeable. And once your criticism is of some level of construct, then I'm going to sit and listen to you. If it's baseless and filled with fabricated stories, then I'm going to have a problem. But if you like how you present your thing this evening, I would love to sit down face to face with you and have a discussion.
President, how many times you come across my video? Because I beat you a lot, you know, man. I try iron pan you, you know.
Me know, man, but that's how life go, man. That's how the thing go. But you know, you see, growing up as a little boy, my mother used to beat me bad, you know. But you know why she beat me? Because she wanted the best for me. You see the man them will beat me and beat me with justification. We love you same way, man. You know the man them have a problem with, a man just make up some story and innuendos and stories that are not factual and then try to bash me. I have a problem with that. But if your criticism is constructive and I need to look into myself and the JFF needs to look into itself and to see how best we're going to correct these.
Definitely. So, Prezi, all right, we're going to move on to a few little things now. So, we talk about what we didn't qualify for the World Cup. We brush over that. We talk about our players, them coming in early. Very, very important. I think people going to respect this coach, right? Because these coaches no nonsense. You understand? You get to me and say, and fans, when you have to understand when coach make decision for the right reason. You know what I mean? Sometime. But going forward, Prezi, may I tell you this. I just hope on angle the thing them the right and proper way and learn from all of these hiccup, learn from all of these mistakes. So the player them contract going to up in a January too, right? We just signed 2 years ago, we signed the contract. Talk to me about new players signing contract. The players them for next year, they sign in contract. You know, if you don't pick up again where players striking for money and all of them stuff, they all far that because the contract running out early, I think in a January, 2-year contract.
Well, that is part of Speed's portfolio. I know he has been having discussions with the coach.
Yeah.
The coach officially takes office on January 1. As soon as he comes into Jamaica, that is the first thing that we'll have to sort out. Who are the players that are going to want to be contracted, and we will proceed immediately. I don't think we should have too many issues because the basic template is already there. It's just for us to make some adjustments. But I know Speed been having discussions with Hal Grimson, and as soon as he puts foot in Jamaica, that particular issue must get some priority.
Okay, so clarity. So you said six Jamaican coach going to get them A license. What level qualify? Is it CONCACAF or pro license?
No, the A license permit you to coach at the highest level. So if I remember, it will be Speed, Meran Gordon, Vassell, I think Fuzzy. That's what 4. But I know it's six of them.
Wendell Downswell went to that 6.
Downswell, yes, for sure. So that's 5 and one other. So
and next,
6.
And him coach. No, wait, I know the next coach, but I can't him come to mind. Him coach in the Dakar Cup.
Vassell, Meran, Speed, Downswell, Fuzzy, one other.
Yeah. So it's a CONCACAF A license or a Trinidad A license.
No, it's a CONCACAF A license. You'll be permitted to teach anywhere in CONCACAF. So we will have them to prepare our coaches, and Jamaica is the only country that would have 6 A license. The only country in the Caribbean that would have those kind of trained and qualified coaches. Their responsibility now would be to upgrade the skills of all the other coaches. Like I've said, our C license, we have done at least 25 of those coaches in each of the 14 parishes. So they are ready to take on the grassroots programs. So those will be the C license coaches would coach the little kids. And I've always said that it's very important that when you start with good coaches. Because if you don't, then you're going to learn bad practices, and then you have to de-coach and re-coach again. And that would have been one of our main problems. We start learning the technical rudiments of the game too late. So we're going to be very strong on our grassroots program. We're going to have coaching educators supervising the grassroots. We're going to have each confed will have one person supervising the process. We really want to give that some attention. And as part of his responsibility, he will identify talent identification. So it's grassroots talent identification and development program. That's one portfolio responsibility for one of the coaches coming with Hal Grimson.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so is Al Grimson going to be a part of helping coaching, but is that going to be a part?
Yeah, man, definitely. That's part of his contractual arrangement. Definitely. He'll be here. He'll be working with the coaches. He will travel the island. He will supervise all our technical projects and programs. He will be here along with his assistants. And the goalkeeper coach will definitely have to do a very, very important role of ensuring that our young keepers are properly coached, because we are losing out on goalkeepers.
Goalkeeper, yeah.
I don't think we have developed the talents of our young keepers. So
and Miller, them are the last scrap a good goalkeeper we have.
Yeah, and if you remember a guy named Paul Campbell.
Paul Campbell, he was the one who responds to all of these big
Yeah, man. Paul Campbell did a lot of good work with that set of goalkeepers.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember the days when he used to come to Clarendon. We used to select the best of our young coaches, and we'd come here like on a Saturday morning, work here, then go to Manchester, and he did that repeatedly. Hence, we had a strong cadre of goalkeepers. I think we have lost that, so we'd have some catching up to do there. And it's not that we don't have talented keepers, because even throughout this schoolboy season, I personally saw some keepers that showed good quality, but we need to continue the process of having them continue to learn and grow on their technical competence.
Yeah, definitely. Totally agree with you. You have some good goalkeeper in a Manning Cup. We can go to I think Selassie have a very good goalkeeper too. I think JC have a good goalkeeper too.
Yeah.
Many school them have some
yeah, and even in Clarendon, Central has a decent keeper. Mannings has a decent keeper. Clarendon keeper is good. I think and that is what we will have to do, Ryan, is to pick the best, maybe the best 20 coming out of the schoolboy season, house them at the camp at Captain Borough Center, and have the goalkeeper coach work with them. Because like I said, we have some catching up to do as it relates to our keepers.
Yeah. So, Percy, I want to make sure I quiz the back on this A-license thing. You sure it's not a Trinidad A-license? It can't coach in
No, man, it's a CONCACAF. Our speed.
Okay.
The course is being done in Trinidad. In Trinidad. CONCACAF. Okay. And we just completed a CONCACAF coaching course for females.
Yeah, in Jamaica.
In Jamaica, yeah. I think there were 24 female coaches. So we still want to give a lot of attention to the female, the gender, female gender. We really want to continue to ensure that we give them as much support. And we were very, very strong in ensuring that we get a CONCACAF coaching course here in Jamaica. So I think we had 24 ladies who would now certainly be in a position to coach in our Jamaica Women's Premier League tournament, which just started last week.
Yeah, definitely. So so what about on a vision going forward for 2026? What's the JFF vision? What's in a plan?
Ryan, we really want to qualify. It would be a travesty if we should not qualify for 2026. And that is why we were very, 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 very strident in ensuring that we get a good coach with a good support staff. So we start the process from now. So once we missed out on Qatar in 2022, we decided that we're going to put plans in place and be very serious. And like I said, be very, very strident heading to 2026. This is going to be in our region. It is probably one of the easier route getting to the World Cup. We just have to ensure that we give it our best shot. But we're going to work on it. Once the coach comes in, we're going to work closely with him. Speed, like I said, would be his responsibility to ensure that the technical staff does a good job, and the end result must be that we qualify for 2026.
Yeah. The last Coach Theodore Whitmore, he in his contract he's supposed to do a lot of workshop. Whitmore did it 2 times and everything done. We can't afford Al Grimsey having so much knowledge, leave Jamaica, and a lot of the coach him don't learn nothing from Al Grimsey. So,
No.
So we'll make sure that the workshop has been done.
Ryan, in fact, we have had these discussions with him, and he was very humble in his approach, that he wants to ensure that he not just qualify for the World Cup, but he leaves a legacy here. And he immediately he wants to meet with all the coaches in the Premier League, want to meet with all the local players regularly, have sessions with the local players, have camps with the local players. And certainly if you listen to him, you would understand and appreciate that he does have a vision. So we just want to ensure that we're in a position to give him as much support. And like I've said, I believe in God. So many things are falling in place. We have a new coach, we have a new general secretary, we have a new sponsor, we have new staff members. And so far, we are charting a path forward that we will reach the promised land when 2026 comes.
26, President. If we not qualify now, you have to go resign,
Yeah, I have to go run away.
You have to go run away. You have to resign. You get me, because there's no way you're supposed to qualify.
Mark you. It is never the sole responsibility. And I don't think it has happened that a president walk away because a team doesn't qualify. But I'm prepared to do that if they don't qualify in 2026.
No, you're not supposed to prepare. You're supposed to pack your bag. Just like how I watch Belgium. Belgium didn't make it out of the group. Mexico didn't. The coach him not even go back to Belgium, not even go back to Mexico with the team. Them dugga. So if you not qualify, you need to make sure that you pack up your bag from early and exit.
Right. But you know, me don't even want a bag, because me so sure so we're going to qualify. That's not even a bag.
President,
we're going to give it the best shot, right? I'm sure.
Would you say our biggest problem right now in Jamaica is it what I call it, the administration?
No, man, it can't be.
Yes, man. I think mess up a whole heap.
It can't be. Tell me the things that we mess up. The only major problem that this administration had was traveling. That's the only problem. We messed up a lot of changes. We have made some changes, and it was simply because a lack of funds. Tell me the major issues that we have.
The way name there is very bad, man. The players, the flight many times. See you come and
that's what I'm tell you. That's what I'm tell you. So that would have been probably our biggest bugbear, flight arrangements. We would like to travel first class every time, but we can't afford it.
Yeah.
I mean, US can afford to travel first class every time. We can't.
So
we chartered a number of flights during the World Cup campaign. Chartering aircraft is not a cheap exercise, but we tried it because we really wanted the players to be comfortable. If we could afford it, Ryan, we wouldn't have those issues. We'd have charter flights everywhere we're going.
What about
during COVID? We had a lot of challenges.
We never reach out to a air flight company to sponsor the team like we
every time we tried. They said they are having challenges because they are just now recovering. But they were having as many challenges as any corporate entity because business were bad Right now, we're talking to a growing airline, which hopefully will respond positively. But that would have been probably a major bugbear over the years.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. So back to the 2026 vision now. See you guys hiring a lot of new people. We have a new marketing. We have a new GenSec. What more the people can expect from the Football Federation with new administration? Because I think that's one of our biggest weakness. Manage
Well,
things.
we have some very strong and competent people on board now, and we would have made some changes that we think ought to be very positive, and we are seeing such signs already. The coach is very strong, very tough mentally, but at the same time, he understands how to deal with players, how to deal with staff. The general secretary has done an excellent job the few weeks that he's been here. I mean, today, for example, we spoke certainly not less than 6 times because we're just trying to get things organized and get things sorted out. So we have uh, also engaged a new marketing committee with a chairperson that is intent on getting things right. So we have also been working on relationship with our parent organization, with FIFA. And they were a little bit unhappy to say the least, again, because of our operation side. We
What are
have done a number of things that they are now very, very happy with.
yeah, what are
In
some of the
fact,
things you wasn't happy with you guys?
the whole management of the finance department.
Uh,
They were unhappy with how we responded to mails, um, that we were not timely in our preparation of budget. They were very dissatisfied and unhappy with certain things. Chong came on board, Chong being an accountant. I mean, the first meeting I had with the finance department, and when Chong made his presentation, the response was that, President, you do have a good general secretary because he's good with numbers, he's good with figures, and we are very, very optimistic and very expectant that corrective measures will be put in place to ensure that we get things back on track. And FIFA, as it is now, are comfortable based on utterances that they would have made, documents that they would have sent, that we are on a correct path and we are in revival mode. We want to ensure that,
right,
yeah,
yeah.
man, yeah, man, revival, yeah, man, jump up and get ready and get things right and do things properly. Yeah, man. So we are very, very intent, Ryan, on getting things right. We
Mhm.
understand football, and I challenged the constabulary to do an audit during the period of the World Cup from November 20 to December 18
Mhm.
and compare the same period anytime you want to. And I guarantee you that our homicide and our robbery and our rape numbers will be less. That is the impact that football can have on this nation. And this JFF is intent on impacting the lives of every little boy and every little girl.
Yeah. All right, viewers, smash the like button. Tennessee, big up yourself. Really do appreciate all of you guys. We have almost 400 of you guys in the building. Let us see the like button, man. President, you think the people them know so them for like, share, and subscribe?
Yeah, man, what do you mean, man?
All right. People,
Yeah.
like, share, and subscribe. So, President, what are your guys' plan? Because FIFA giving you guys money. Adidas guys give you guys a lot of money. What are your guys' plan to get more sponsor to corporate Jamaica come on board to support
That's right.
Reggae Boyz?
Ryan, we have 12 national teams to take care of. 12.
Mm-hmm,
So we're always going to be in need of financial support. Like
mm-hmm,
I've said, we have brought on a new marketing team with a brand new chairperson, Mr. Chris Daring, I think he went to the World Cup. He's back now. We will have a meeting shortly. So when January comes in and we have a brand new marketing team, we have a brand new sponsor, we have a brand new coaching staff, we have a relatively new general secretary with new staff members rearing to go. I just want to ensure the public and ensure your listeners that it will not be business as usual. We must reach out in the communities. We must get football at a premium. And once we get the support of government, once we get the support of corporate Jamaica, once we get the support of our marketing people and our new sponsor, then the sky is the limit, I can assure you.
Yeah. But Prezi, would you say, because really and truly, you know, the Reggae Boyz senior team take a lot of money. We don't spend a lot of money on the youth team them, because we have the youth team them in a camp and all of them stuff there. And the coach them, most of the time, the under 17 coach, them depend on a part-time job. So it's supposed to be more easier for you guys. So when me hear more time me hear you talk in an interview, you say you have 12 or 11 team to take care of.
Yeah.
But when you play a practice game and all of them.
No, but if you have, if you know, last year I asked the team manager to tell me how many times the senior team traveled, and 17 times in 1 year we went overseas. 17 times. Just roughly calculate how much money that is, right?
Yeah, but President,
we went to the girls. Remember the girls under 17, the girls senior team, the under 20s, the under 17. All of them were going overseas.
Yeah,
so we still had to provide stipend for staff, stipend for players, airfare, food. It may not cost as much as the senior men's team, but it's still going to run into millions.
Yeah, but
so
President,
what we have done now, Ryan, is that in January, and we're going to invite you all in January. We'll do a calendar of events. We will attach a budget to that, and that certainly will make life a little bit more easier, and certainly would make it more manageable. So we're going to present. We have gotten the proposed report from the technical staff, so we'll have an idea how many games we're going to play, what the cost for whether hosting or traveling for these games. So we'll have a budget. So we will have a better idea. We have a fair idea as to what our expenses will be. Then we'll be able to manage our resources a little bit better.
So when we can, when that can be, we can get
certainly by the second week in January.
Because
we will be organizing a press conference to announce the Adidas sponsorship. By then, you will know all the details. Of course, we will have this meeting to educate the public as to what the calendar of events will be, how many games we will play, what the cost will be, and then, of course, we will be able to present a budget. So we can say FIFA is giving us $10. We expect to get 20 from private sector. Our total expenditure will be $25. So our shortfall would be $5. So we need to find somewhere to get this $5, which certainly will make things a little easier.
But President, don't FIFA give you guys money for all of these tournaments you travel on? So first, remember this one.
No.
Hold on. This one and they talk after. All right. The senior team, most of the time on the senior team travel outside of Jamaica. You guys get money from the other football federation for traveling. So example, the game.
Not necessarily. No, Ryan. No. For example, CONCACAF. When you play in the Gold Cup, I think we get $75,000 for preparation. If you don't in the top 4, you don't get no more money. $75,000 can pay your fare probably one time.
But Prezi, each time. So when I say if we make it to the last 4, right? We'll make it to the last 4. We'll get money. But remember, each game.
Third and fourth is monkey money. If you come second or if you win, you get our money. But that is CONCACAF.
Wait, no, I'm not talking about Conca Cup. I know about the Conca Cup. I'm saying the other day you guys travel to Catalonia. Catalonia cover everything on the hotel.
No, man. They don't cover everything. No.
President,
We negotiate a fee. We negotiate a fee. What we agree to, what they agree to pay us, is not necessarily going to cover the expenses, because we want these games as part of the preparation. So if Catalonia say, all right, we negotiating, we give you $100,000. But our flight to Catalonia may be $120,000. But we want to expose the players. We want to play the game. We want it to be part of the preparation. So we say, all right, we are prepared to contribute $20,000. You understand? So sometimes it costs us because we really want to play. I mean, we played. We went to Austria, and I think the fee was $180,000, but it cost us more than that, because when you have to carry players from all over, Ryan, is a lot of money to move these players all around the world, you know. And people are critical sometimes. But when you may have a player coming from Russia, for example, and you can't get a flight from Russia, say, to London, but you can get one to Germany and then to London and then to Jamaica. Sometimes you have no options at all than to go that route, and it's going to cost you a lot of money. So a lot of times, flying consume a lot of the match fees. But we want to play these games because we want to be it to be part of preparing the team. Because we have to play practice games. But a lot of time, it costs us. But we can't turn them down because we want to play.
I will get the full detail on that one I just asked, you know. Yeah?
Yeah, man.
I will give the pass on that when you tell me about you guys have to make up money. Me sure know say most of the time when the team travel, when them invite you guys, they pay for travel arrangement and they pay you guys hotel fee and all of them stuff there.
They give you they don't pay for travel. You have to pay for travel. And if you want a bet on that, I can bet you. We have to pay for travel. They will take care of hotel and ground transportation and food, but we have to pay for travel. And they give you a fee, you negotiate a fee, and if the JFF says we want 100,000, and they say no, we can't pay 100, we can pay 90, and the JFF is all right, and there's a shortfall of 20 or 30,000, we have to find it. Okay. We have to find it. I can work with the details and get back to you on it. I can give you all the details.
All right, definitely. So hold the line. We're going to take a caller. All right. Caller, good evening. Welcome to the show. Live with Ryan, Sports Classic, and the president of the Jamaican Football Federation. Good evening, caller. Oh, hold on, caller. Hold on. Okay, so, yeah, caller, go ahead, caller. Caller, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Go ahead, caller.
Okay. Mr. Ricketts, thank you for the call.
Yes, sir.
All right. So a few questions that I have, right? One, in the negotiation with, like Ryan just brought up stuff about Catalonia.
Yeah.
Why is it that we don't negotiate the airfare as a part of the package, right?
No, like I said, they give you.
One second. I'm sorry. I'm just going to land real quick. What I believe other nations do is that the opponent cover the airfare, cover the accommodations, and then there's a separate appearance fee. So in your appearance fee, if they're not paying for the airfare, you guys should negotiate that within the appearance fee. So everything Jamaica football.
You have to understand that when a country wants to play, when we sometimes get in contact with a country, there are several other countries that they can play. So if we are going to hold a hard line, they're going to say, all right, let me go somewhere else. So I go to Panama, I go to Costa Rica, I go somewhere else. So we have to, and like I've said, we always want to use these games as part of practicing. So sometimes we are prepared to fall short because we really want to play these games. And our opponents are saying, well, this is what we can afford. If this can't work, then we look elsewhere. This has happened so many times that we try to hold out and they say, all right, this is not workable, so we look elsewhere.
Right. Let me give you an example. This is a real example with the JFF. In 2019, there was a group in New York called Shashanaya Productions, right? They were working with the U23 selection, right, which ended up not occurring. Why, I don't know. What that group did, they covered airfare for the players to come up from Jamaica. So what happened? They had a selection team here in the U.S. where they went around the entire U.S. and found players that had Jamaican passport that qualified to play for Jamaica, and they created a U.S. team that was based in a Jamaica team that was based in U.S. Then they were now going to play against the local base player. I think at the time Donovan Dookie was coaching. Michael Barnes was the one in charge with Shashanaya Productions. They put on a big event in New York. It was supposed to occur. This was during the same time that the Women's World Cup was going on, I guess in France. Then, so what happened? The group paid for the airfare for the local players, airfare for the coaches. Then there was, we had another person from the Washington, D.C. area that covered the hotel, food, transportation, everything. And then there was going to be a separate separate fee to the JFF for the players showing up, right? And that never occurred. So why can't those type of negotiations go on?
No, I'm not even sure if what you're saying is factual, because I know that the JFF turned it down because the deal was not workable. I know. So what you're saying might not even be factual, because I don't know why the JFF would turn down something.
I saw the numbers. Like I saw the numbers. In terms of
you seeing the numbers doesn't mean it's factual. I cannot. Why would the JFF turn down something like that? I know for sure that the JFF was very uncomfortable with the arrangement and we withdrew at the last minute. I am assuring you that what you're saying is not factual. I mean, why would the JFF not grasp an opportunity like that? Something was
I can understand
right in the arrangement. I'm telling you.
Go ahead.
I'm telling you that something was not right.
We're going to sit in Jamaica after January 1, and we're going to talk about some things. I'm going to be one of the person that Ryan will bring along, all right? And
yeah, man, I'd love that. I would love that. Feel free. Ask Ryan to just get in contact with me. And after you just come. And just sit down, just jot down your things and let us talk.
Okay. Right, no problem.
I really appreciate that.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for taking the call, Ryan.
Yeah,
man, I appreciate it. Cool.
Right. No problem. So we'll be in contact, Mr. Ricketts. All right.
Absolutely.
Before I go,
I appreciate your call.
I want to
more appreciate when we sit down and have a face-to-face discussion.
Yes, I want to say one thing. I think the new hire that you guys made was genius. I think the sponsorship from Adidas is genius. I would love to see how you guys are going to garner sponsorship from corporate Jamaica and brand Reggae Boyz around the entire world. Jamaica's already.
I tell you, caller, we are working on it. I tell you, and that's why I really want to sit with you after January 1, and then we can exchange ideas. And I tell you exactly where our thought processes are. So
no
make
problem.
sure you're ready to come in and sit.
I know a lot of the guys very well, Mr. Gaynor and everyone. We have talked a lot, right. So he knows who I am. So he'll introduce us as well. All right?
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
All right, you take care of yourself. All right. Thank you. Good night.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. So, yeah, Prezi. So, it's good to have these conversations. You know what I mean? It's good to interact with the fans, and really appreciate your coming and really speak to us. So Prezi, we'll get a few missed calls, so we're gonna call back some people, so the people them going to in contact with you and stuff. I don't know how much time you have and stuff, so I beg you bear with me. Your phone battery is going. Okay. All right, so Prezi, I want to say, man, so what would you tell the fans going forward now? Because I hear you and
just be patient with us. I understand the commitment and the loyalty, and I understand how you feel sometimes, how disappointed you may be. But I tell you, we have some good things on the horizon. Just stay positive, help us to stay focused. Share with us when you have good ideas. We have no problem. We have an open door policy. Feel free to come and talk with us rather than hide behind innuendos and fabricated stories. Come once you have constructive criticism, we will embrace it. Ryan, I'm depending on you to organize a little group and come and sit with us.
Yeah, I'm glad we are open up to the to
One battery dead.
Yeah, President say yo, phone battery. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, President say yo, phone battery. Yo. I got it. President say, yo, full battery dead. I got it. Yo, nah lie, star. Nah lie, put phone and joke aside, people. Trust me, people. See it? The phone line is open, yeah? And we have to the people them for calling, and nobody, a 2-person alone calling. So all of you guys know, be your mouth, yeah? So, listen, it's good to know the president come and speak about all of these things, Virgin. We have been said a lot for the last 28 minutes, people. You know what I mean? It's a good interview, people. It's a good interview. So we wait for the president to plug it in and come back to us and stuff. But at the meantime, people, call in. Let me know what you guys think about the interview with the president. Come and share your opinion. Talk to us. Talk to us. Hear me? Talk to us. JT Taylor. Where is JT Taylor to ask some question? That's a good thing. So, it's good to see the president come and speak. So, what do you guys think about the thing? Either Carla, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Yo.
Carla, good evening. Welcome to the show. Talk to us. The president just speak. What you learned from what the president said. Talk to us. How you feel?
Well, whenever you hear much of the president said, I catch the last part right there, you know. A few things where him say, when him say, the patient and them a build up some infrastructure. I think I right this we catch it to them after them and look it's buy some land to build up some thing and something. So may I say I don't know.
Gunner's back.
Yo. Yes,
bro,
Ryan.
When you call the show, brother, see, remember, you know, we are learning from each other. All right? So when you call into the show, I want you to call in and add value to the show. So if you don't hear everything, if you don't hear if you don't hear the whole full interview, you go back and you rewind and we talk again, brother. You understand? I want to call them to add value to the show, brother. Yeah.
I want to ask you one question talking about value this, value that. You tell the man say before when you say the callers, them are calling, and you want to ask the boss a question. You say, you never take no call then, and the man phone dead and me you laugh. So me call you for you ask, you say, why you laugh? After him tell you, so when him say callers time, when you say callers time, you know, him say him phone battery are dead, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So why you laugh when him phone dead? That's why me call you for you ask.
No, because I him say it, he must say, yo, the phone battery dead. That's how him say it still. Yeah, I'm get a joke from
but he did say before that the phone battery is dying. You never hear that part there?
Yes, I hear the part, brother.
Okay. All right, sir. Okay, me just find it we just find the laughing kind of sarcastic and funny. That's why. That's the only reason why I call. And that is my value for the show today.
All right. Thank you, sir. Have yourself a good night and go and enjoy about the show. All right. So, people, when you are calling, seeing people, when you are calling people, more want to add value to the show, people, to make the rest of people them and learn. So, you see, and I hope nobody find it disrespectful. All right. You guys are part of the show. You guys need to add something to the show. You get to me? I say, Ryan, click that part out. Yeah. You see me? I say, so nobody now calling. JT Taylor, where you there? Where you there? All right. So since there's nobody are calling, me I go mash up the show by myself. All right. So all right, people. Okay. So before may I give you my thought on the interview, people. Carla, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Yes, Ryan. Calling all the way from the USA.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I have a question. As he said, he's going to go around the island and building up some infrastructure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
mute your background. Kind of in the background.
All right.
Yeah, mute your background, please.
Yes. Is he going to going from school to school like in the Dakar Cup, like in the
No, he did not say that. He did not say that. He did not say going to
no. So then I'm going to start from the grassroots, like from the D Cup part of the system. He's not going to develop schoolboy football.
No, he not say nothing about schoolboy football. He not say nothing about schoolboy football. He's talking about the nation. The nation and all of them stuff. He's talking about the nation building. He don't want to build another facility in Kingston. He want to share it. So they want to have a next facility somewhere in the west or the east or whatever they want it and stuff. But he don't say nothing about schoolboy football. Schoolboy football and a different umbrella.
Okay. Gotcha.
Talk to me again. Anything more?
No.
All right. Big up yourself, Carla. Enough respect.
Cool. Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, man.
Hello, Carla. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Oh, man. Yeah, how I'm going?
I'm doing good, man. I'm here live and stuff.
Yeah. Well, we just taking the interview a while ago.
Yeah. Are you hearing me, Carla?
Well, my background. I'm mute my background.
Okay. Yes, Carla. Good evening.
Yeah, man, I'm sound now.
Yeah, it sound much more better. Talk to me, Carla. What do you think about the interview?
Well, I mean, I think the point I note for me is just the pandemic period. For me, I don't want more questions about Tapper, to be honest, because my biggest issue with the national team, especially this campaign, was Theodore Tapper Whitmore. Why it takes so long for them to get to a decision for sacking? I wanted more questions in that regard. Because I think people
this is how me look on it. As far as the fair campaign, I put the blame, and this is in order for me. I put number one at the top, Theodore Tapper with more. Number two, this is a controversial, Leon Bailey. Number three, the president himself, because nonetheless he is the president. Me say Tapper with more because for years I tell Jamaica say this man don't know about football. Team game for Jamaica and score 3 goals. I expected Leon Bailey to be some sort of talisman. I expected Leon Bailey to be the equivalent of Joel Campbell for Costa Rica. I expected Leon Bailey to be something of that nature for Jamaica football team. He's done nothing of the sort. I'm not doubting his quality. It's because I know him quality. But I say you cannot have a player where we hype up and put with faith in. Give us 3 goals in an 18 game. One of them goals, they are penalty in a stadium. I don't even think that was a competitive match. 3 goals in 18 game, unacceptable. Especially if you have to run around and talk about the JFF and things of that nature. You need to perform on the pitch. Shaman Nicholson was by far our greatest attacking threat. If we ever qualify for World Cup in 2026, Shaman Nicholson can be a star player up front. Cannot. And number 3, when I say, as I said, the president, Tapper should have gone long time. Long time.
Okay, so you said that
that really and truly my take.
Blame Panda. You say JFF get a little blame Panda.
Yeah, man.
With the Tapper a little bit more. But you know that Leon Bailey, you can come how many games. I agree with you, he need to come to the party. And he need to come to the party and make more impact on the team. But I think in the World Cup qualifier, he were crying a lot of injured. You can check how many games that Leon Bailey played for Jamaica. But before that, when him never injured, Gold Cup, him never go out with nothing. So he need to come to the party. I agree with you on that, Carla. You understand me? I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you on the Tapper Whitmore thing. 100% agree with you on that.
As I'm saying, I say, only about the people we talk about Leon Bailey's involved. I doubt them sit down and watch every single game. Because I'll give you the injury concerns. Because last season at Aston Villa was a tough year. And as much as I beat Leon Bailey, me believe in him. Me I watch Leon Bailey from Leverkusen days, the youth of talent. And the injury concerns, real thing. But I expected at least something in one of these games. Because Antonio, remember say Antonio gave something, he have a game, the bad goal him score against USA when he caught it from about 30 yards out.
And El Salvador 1-2.
Yeah, man. And Bobby Reid has been horrible. Let me to drop that man out of his squad, but he give one game when sure we say him have a little glimpse or something. Shaman Nicholson give you something. Leon Bailey not doing nothing world campaign, not one thing.
Yeah. What about Alvas Powell?
Alvas Powell washed up in him, not telling a lie.
Alright. Yeah, man.
I feel like our 2 fullbacks, Taxi for me was one of my favorite players in the last World Cup. A World Cup or Gold Cup. The last campaign we have.
Last 2 Gold Cup in the 2015 and the 2017 and the last World Cup before that one was good. That came on Taxi Lions.
I don't necessarily know if he's just stage catching up on him or if it was an injury problem or form. But he's not the player he was, and we need 2 fullbacks them were extremely poor, and we need somebody in the heart of midfield. A CDM really, we don't have nobody of quality.
Yeah. Bedtime. Yeah. But anything more you want, Sakala?
I want to take and if I need to call back.
Yeah, man, enough respect, man, and I appreciate all the way you bring to the show. See, enough respect, Carla.
Yeah, man, respect.
Yeah. Yeah, people. So, I agree. People, let me tell you something, people. And people, when they stop being sensitive, Leon Bailey need to pull up him socks, come play for Jamaica. Yeah? Yes, he have a lot of injured. But he need to step up himself more when he's representing for Jamaica. You see them Bailey performance against Man U, Man City. We need to see more of Leon Bailey. Of course, he's a good player. Of course, he has been injured. But the reality is, whenever he play, he need to make that impact. And I must say, the last 3 games he played against Honduras, Mexico, and Suriname. Them 3 games there, he has been very well when Paul Hall is coaching. But we need to see more Leon Bailey come to the party. Yeah? No joke thing, brother. We can't powder nobody. He's the poster boy, but he need to come to the party more. You get to me? I say, we can't get no player no bypass. You understand? Him have to be reality. You get to me? I say, so we need Bailey. Him need to come to the party a little bit more. And it's just fear and fear and fear and fear. Tapper should have gone from day before yesterday. Carla, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Ryan. You had a wonderful interview. Got to tell you that.
Thank you, sir.
Man, no, I think we never get some questions. Just some things I want to ask. If you could ask the president, is he planning to have JFF integrate the coaching license with the GC faster? 1. 2, are there any coaching seminar that he is going to be sending grassroots coaches all over the world? Then do some 6-month thing or even a 1-year program and come back to Jamaica. Even though Coach Algrim is teaching and doing the coaching thing, so they can have different styles, but not necessarily a different philosophy. And for 3, one more thing. Are they going to streamline the passport thing for the players and utilizing like the embassy in the different countries where these players reside?
Not
and
embassy,
have like
Carla,
a
not embassy. Not embassy. Embassy don't deal with what's it? Passport or
passport
what? No,
passport and the recruiting.
No, man.
If they're going to use like a marketing.
Yeah, they need
no,
to
if
get
they're going to use.
Yeah, go ahead, Carla. Go ahead.
Like they're going to use a marketing team along, like to bring in the players, woo them. You meet with them families, and you have gift basket with the rum and the chocolate, everything from Jamaica, and bringing in them and them family and introduce them to the Jamaican setting before they even come to Jamaica. They have a cultural lesson, even though they're in a diaspora and them are Jamaican, but them get a woo, like a party. You welcome them. It's a whole committee. You know what I mean? Not just a scout to say, hey, we want you to play and you need to get your passport, but to bring them and them family into the Jamaica, a whole recruiting team, a whole marketing aspect. Make this thing professional. Make a guy don't say, why am I don't want to come to Jamaica? But after he's being introduced to the scout and to the marketing team, that it is done. That them feel welcome and ready. And also they will be part of the recruiting team. You recruit 4 or 5 players, then 4 or 5 people and their family meet. And you have reception and you welcome them. Something like that. Put it on to him, let him hear what. Something like that. And for this under 17, I think we need to have something implemented that for weekends right throughout the year, we are using the youngsters to come at the center of performance and meeting and getting together so they can gel. You brought up a very good point that it started in February and we still are recruit right now. You know what I mean? And in saying do some things, 2 days a week, sure, fine. But the whole summer that should have been going on from January of this year, we should have been looking at under 16 and them kids and getting ready for good. But that's what I have to say. And you're doing an excellent job, Ryan. Don't stop doing what you're doing. Keep the fire burning. Keep beating. Because if you hadn't been beating them, they wouldn't be on the show. So I want to continue. and keep them honest. And the only way you're going to keep them honest is by doing what you're doing. Love you, Ryan. Very humble youth. You must go far.
Enough respect, Carl. Appreciate the kind words. Yes, sir. Yes, people. Alright, so let's take this car. Let's take this car. My God. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Danny Jet.
Yeah, man. Greetings, I am.
Greetings, man.
And
Greetings.
the whole family.
Yeah, man. Enough respect.
Yeah, tell you the truth. Yeah. I try to get to him hard from here to catch a thing, but I just got near to the end part.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't really get involved with the interview too much. I have to go listen to it when the program finish.
Fair enough.
But tonight is a night we still have a call and congratulate the president for turn up. Tonight show me like him really mean a new business.
Yeah.
And this is a hot seat and he came. And you, Ryan, you have a big up. Because you told us that the president got to come here.
Oh, they see, yeah, definitely, brother. Because I guess I see the changes that the YouTuber them make in England with Sky Sports and the journalists them. All me that tell my co-worker them, yo, brother, trust the process, brother. Be patient. They will come.
Yeah.
Because guess what? They realize that this is where the fans them is. This is where the conversation supposed to having to reach the people them in a Jamaica and whole worldwide. So I'm saying, brother, stay true to yourself. They will come just like when Sky Sports, AFTV, them say, hey, 1 year ago, no, sit down, black them out. No, them can't do that. Them have to respect them have to join them. So that's all I'm saying. At the same time, when I say my co-worker, them brother, no drop the catch, no drop the ball. But at the same time, I think more and fight with them. But I just leave it alone. Because me are the, you know, me
no, man, because it is an objective, you know. And you can't just go making friends and leave the objective. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm glad the president really see the need and know that this is where we can discuss football. If you want the whole day, like 24 hours, it's here.
Mm-hmm.
Mainstream don't have such time.
Yeah.
So me give thanks for the president and me give thanks for your word come true.
Yeah.
And hear this. Mayor JT Taylor asked a good question a while ago. But me not get to listen to the interview. But you see the coaching thing and the GC pastor thing.
Mm-hmm.
That is what make the running.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? Along. But you have to have a pioneer. Mm-hmm. And Stephen Francis was a pioneer. Can me listen to an interview with Stephen Francis, you know, just for sing a little, where him say, before he making professional track club, he have a meet with the JTAs, a sit down meet with them. We tell him of him vision, and them look and tell him say, it cannot work in Jamaica. I don't know if you ever heard that interview there yet. And he say, all right, thank you. Pack up. And him go doing thing. And in their pioneer, you see how much professional club we have in Jamaica now in a running.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All the while, you know, I kind of see a little thing with him and Craig Buckler. Them kind of have something in common. Although it might go as far as Craig. But if you notice, especially in the beginning, probably not now, because them grow respect for him. But in the first, him and JFF, him and JTS always at it.
Who that? Who that?
Steve Francis, the coach for MVP.
Yeah.
We make Asaf and Shelly and the whole works.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is a pioneer.
Yeah. So we I understand say so we have say Craig always go at it with Jay.
Him and Craig and in command, just like how you say Craig and JFF at it. It's like him and JTS also at it. Every Olympics that some people get frustrated at him same way. But in a later days, we see like them are get along a little better. You understand me? But that I just for say still say me give thanks to the president turn up and we can try and move forward.
Alright.
You get me?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright.
You have anything more you want to close off with? Alright, that's it for you.
That's it for me. Now listen to the interview. Probably after that one day.
Yeah.
We can talk about it.
Alright. No respect, Danny J.
But will the president be back tonight?
I'm not sure. I'm going to call him and see because upon him phone him there. I would love for him close it off with the fans him and stuff. So I will give him a
alright, tell him how we stay now. Tell him how we stay. We will say in the plan a half hour little thing or something and he never load up in battery and in the plan for him battery there. Tell him so we will say them thing there too. So we stay, we skeptical. But give that turn out still, you see me?
Yeah. No respect.
Yeah, man, bless up.
Yeah. So people, I'm going to Carla, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good evening, man.
Blessing, man. Thank you very much. Sorry I missed your call. So, what do you think about the interview, coach?
I think it's one of the things is attendance is pretty much a big part of success. It's good to see the president make an appearance on the show. However, we the people that are in the day-to-day life of football know that some of what he's saying, there was no date attached to nothing. Let me tell you this: that talent development program or scheme that he's talking about in terms of FIFA, a lot of countries already start in terms of putting what they need to put in place and start doing what they're doing in terms of the discussion that came out of the meeting with FIFA. So, while it is good that he comes and he say this and he say that, Ryan, to me, it's the same old same in terms of it's all talk for me. As somebody that into the day-to-day of football. I mean, when you come and you can say this and say that with no date attached, are these long-term or short-term goals that we are setting in order to move us into the 2026 World Cup? We don't know, because so far for me it's just talk. And then to see at the end of the conversation he's out of the interview based on the fact that his phone battery is dead, then here we go again. For me, it's just lack of preparation even for the interview. So good luck with what was said, and I beg and I beg to differ, and I hope that they will try their best to put what need to put in place so we can move the nation football from where it is, because where it sits now, it doesn't sit well and it doesn't look good. All right?
Mm-hmm. So based on some of the iron that the president making, you don't think administration they're going to be a little bit better going forward in the 2023?
I would say some of the people that he put, they are trying to put in place in terms of putting a team together. Yeah, they're fine people and they're nice people. But I will say this, what knowledge of the game or what knowledge of the sport do they bring to the table? You see, I mean, he's saying that he would love to have a meeting and everybody come sit and have a discussion. That to me sound like they're just basically looking for solution or for people to give them opinion to say, you know what, look at this and look at that. You see, they need to go sit and analyze what happened in the last World Cup qualifiers, not for just the senior program, but for also the U20s and all the youth program going forward. You see, they speak on grassroots. Now, if now is the time that we're going to emphasize or pay specific attention to grassroots, then totally it's a joke. My thing is to see how soon they start, what is being said based on what he said. When is the start date for these to kickstart so we can see something moving, something happen? Because whether you like it or not, we are now in 2022. No World Cup team, and I can say this, no World Cup team is going to take less than a 4 or 5 year program to get into a World Cup. And it's just the reality of the sport. Just the reality of the sport. We have a set of under-20s that is setting to kickstart in February, and there's nothing to contain that in terms of the discussion. So I'm sitting and listening, and I said again, to leave the interview in such, and I think you owe us as the viewers an apology, because to leave an interview to let you know, oh, my phone battery is dying, then here we go again. And as I said, it's my opinion, but I think it's lack of preparation just for even an interview. So let's see what's going forward.
So based on we as a coach about because you were using him phone and thing, and before the phone battery were dead, you were telling him say, yo, even that time say the phone battery are dead.
Yeah, but I mean, you had scheduled an appointment. I haven't seen one interview on your show that somebody told you that Ryan have to leave the interview because the phone battery is dead. So these are factors that we sit and we look at keenly to see whether it's just talking or it's the mere fact that people realize that we have missed an opportunity in terms of this World Cup, and we're trying to make amends not to make the same mistake going forward. But I mean, when you sit and you listen, as I said, everything that was said, it's good to hear it, but there's no date attached to nothing, Ryan. I can say what I want to say, but when is it?
I agree.
We're looking to start what we're starting.
I agree with some of the things, especially where I said the date and all of them stuff there. But you were referring to next year, they're going to start do some of these stuff. He definitely said next year I'm going to start doing some of these stuff there.
Yeah, but when next year? We can sit until September. I'm going
to definitely follow up will be doing, because this won't be the last time the president come on the show.
And I hope so. And I will say this in ending, because I don't want to take up the time. Until you get those dates in terms of what we are doing, and as he said, there will be a event calendar put in place. Until we see the event calendar, then we'll know what really happened and what direction they take in to go forward. Okay?
Okay, fair enough.
Good.
All right. So definitely the president, the hopefully we can get back the president and stuff. You get me, I say? Carla, good evening. Welcome to the show. Carla, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Hello?
Yeah, Carla, good evening. Yeah. Go ahead, Carla.
Wagwan. Wagwan.
Yes, man. Go ahead, Carla.
Love what you do still. Yeah, I love what you do still, and I love the work you do. To follow up where what the caller said, I never really get to watch the full interview, but me as a coach, I'm coaching at Texas, and I know the process, I know what I want. I feel like some of the things what Jamaica need to do. We need to, I mean, like the president said, we do a fresh start. And we need to have faith. Like I say, them hire a new coach. We need to put like we always a call for why not the past, stay not the past. So we our first thing now. You see me? I'm afraid that we need to give them on them the opportunity to prove to we see them a start to something.
Yeah.
We cannot bash them. You see me? We cannot bash them too much.
So allow them, make them, yeah.
Yeah, you see me? Because we don't see them fail already and we are call for changes and them are make changes. But yes, still we are trying to put too much on them plate and doing it. So as them go through the process, like, because me as a coach, we go through this already, we go through this. So there's a process in everything. Just like how you see the other country, them do a process like United States. People bash United States people, them bash the players, them and say, oh, them are bringing too much MLS play and this and that. But as you can see, them have a foundation when them are build, and you see them are use all of our youths. Them going at the MLS and them are use youth players. And if you look on it, the same players them will qualify this year, we are going to see the same players in the next cycle. You see me? So it's a foundation them are build. People in the United States are always about say, why them have MLS players? Why them have them young players them? But you see them make the World Cup and you see them same faces there. Well, Jamaica play a qualifying and Jamaica play and world play against them in a World Cup qualifier. Them see the same players them again. You see me? And people are about say, well, you must have them kind of players. People have to understand say everything is a process. So going back to Jamaica now, we get a new coach. Good. We are called for a new sponsor. Them get that. As we can see as a Jamaican people, we see the JFF are try to do something. They might try rebuild something. We call for a new sponsor. They might get that. Everything we are called for, them are getting slowly but surely. You have to understand that Jamaica is a poor country now. Yes, we have a big name, but on everything where we want, we can get happen at the same time. It's a process for everything. JFF I try doing what I do. And I'm going to try and make a little bit happen. Look like we as a Jamaica, we out there, look make a muckle. You see me? They might try to do something and it'll work little by little. We as a nation, we never come together. We always fight against each other and fight against it. We never come together and say, yo, the man might try something. Jump on board. If we never put a little bit in, just like oh you are and my boy, what's name again? Ryan, my boy the name again, the other blogger, we'll go overseas and try to recruit players. We need to do our little part as a nation too. For adding at this. Just like all your ball upon them and you say, yo, this and that, and then company show now, you are do your part. We as a nation we need to do our part and say, yo, this we need to do, and try to come together. We cannot bash them on them all the time and we as a nation. Most of the people who are bashing them, they're not going to the game to support the game. They're not putting the money in the money in pocket for say, yo, we can't make the training players come and get a better some of the foundation and things like that. We them not do that. Them just they run a computer and assess certain thing and I do this and I do that. But them not put no into it. So going back to what I said now is the man them a try. You see me? You can't put too much pressure upon the man them a try. As them a try, we put over hey, them need to do this, them need to do we put ideas in them head. And then we see it. Just like you put ideas in their head and them see it. My boy will come on the show earlier and put a tip to the JFF to the president and president and say, yo, give me a number we can sit down and talk. Yo, everybody's a reasonable people, But if you bring negative energy and it comes to certain people wrong, them not gonna want it in them circle. So we as a nation we have to come to the people them positive so they can have one circle. Just like my boy come on your show and put a positive information to the JFF to the president and the president say, yo, exchange your number and we can talk. Come see where you come to me as a man with education, me hear what you say and it makes sense. We'll sit down and talk. You see, Mr. Ryan? We as a people have come to the JFF with a positive idea, a positive attitude, so we can sit down with it and talk. As a businessman love when people come to them with business, not with nonsense, not with negative stuff. So if we are being negative to the people, they're not gonna want to open up them doors way. But you bring positive things to people will give you positive energy. So going forward, what me need to see the JFF do? When I main thing what me need to see the JFF, what me want to see JFF do? Them need to build them have whole land of Jamaica. Them need to build a hotel. Me feel like you see United States England have a hotel where when the bombarders when the England people them have international break, them have a headquarter that Jamaica need to build. Jamaica need to build a headquarter. So when the people them come, them not have to try to spend money on this hotel and that hotel. You see, like me now, me work at one school. You see me? When me in college, just like you, Ryan, know. when you get recruited to a college, what them do? Them put in a nice place, on them campus or whatever it may be. You now go on a hotel with this and that. So JFF need to build a headquarter. So when the international people they come from international break, this is JFF headquarter with the ball of them have everything to them disposal. Gym, everything. That's the first thing JFF need to do. Distribute some of that money with them have and build a headquarter. So when people they come from international break, this is JFF headquarter. I'm gonna feel like JFF now do that. That's one thing we would like to see JFF do. And one next thing more of them do. The young ball of them. Try to implement the young ball of them from a young group. The under 17. You see me? Get the young ball of them as under 17, build them up. Don't wait till them get to a certain age level. They might try to put in them ball in them. The ball of them want to support Jamaica. They want to play for Jamaica as a young level, but we kind of overlook the ball of them. We need to get the young ball of them in, cap them. We have said Omar Otis this and that. We have said that for almost 6 years now. I mean 6 months now. I see the man in a Chelsea bombarders.
Carla, remember you online, Carla. Watch your language.
Oh, sorry. Hey, me come like you know, Ryan. When I talk about my country, you know, I pride myself in my drive from San Antonio. Go all the way to Aston to go watch my country play. You know, in a World Cup qualify. So when certain thing hurt me, brother, it hurt me because I'm my country this. My uncle qualified for Jamaica and I World Cup. I mean, in the Olympics. You don't know if you know. You probably know my uncle. You see me? So I have the country pride on my shoulder. You see me?
Who is your uncle?
Okay, so when I say, Winston Sinclair, he play for JC. Big baller, big blocks.
Yeah.
You don't know if you know him. Big time runner.
Yeah.
100, yeah. Big blocks, yeah. So what I say is going back. So what I say is implement the youth them from a young level. You see me? Make the youth them come in, just like how my brethren will say. Make the youth them come in, show them the country. You see me? International break. Send out a local invitation. Hey, come on, look. When you're there at United States and you're in a high school and a college coach see you, them send you a email, them send you a letter and say, I'm interested in you. Come on tour my campus. Let me show you what the campus is like. Let me show you what I have to offer you. And you pick which country you want, which school you want to go. You want to go Texas or you want to go Miami. That's what Jamaica need to do. Send the email to the young ball and them and say, yo, I'm going to bring you in to Jamaica. I'm going to show you around. This is what I have to offer. Boom, bam, bam. You see me? That's what Jamaica need to do. In an ordinary Ryan, if you just send an email and you just bring like my boy I say, bring in family. Cause some of them family, you know, them mother used to live at Jamaica, but them don't come back at Jamaica for a long time unless a vacation. So if they say boom bam bim, me I go bring you in, show you around, and bring you around the facility, bring you around the ball of them, make you know what is what. Hey, when you reach 18, you can pick what you want. You want to represent that country that you want to represent us, but you know what already. You know the surrounding, you know the settings. Because some of them don't come to Jamaica, them already come to Jamaica for vacation already, you know, because them love the roots.
Yeah.
And them hear about the roots growing up. So you bring them in and refresh them memory, refresh the mother them memory, and them thing there. And make them see say, yo, Jamaica is a country where, and only when a track time, Jamaica jump. And only when World Cup, you know, saying Jamaica jump all the time. You know, say, oh, Mary have talk about Jamaica. Them when they come back, Wally, because them sister Jamaica is a fun place.
Yeah. But so Carla, I'm going to catch up with you now. I'm going to take a next caller. See you? Call back tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Be there, all listen, man.
Big up yourself.
Respect.
Boy. People, make sure now like up the stream, people. Let's get the video to 400 likes, people. Come on, people. Like up the stream, people. I'm bring it to you guys, you know. You understand? We'll bring the interview to you guys, you know. But people, we're going to try to get the... Carla, good evening. Welcome to the show. Carla, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, Ryan. We have 2 points. You know, I have to do my nightly. Defense of the president of the JFF, because that's my role. You don't know my thing already. So that's part one.
I may have an idea about the structure of the Premier League I'm going to get to after me the defense of the president. Now, in regards to the president, his reign started in 2017 and the pandemic started in 2018, 2019, piece of 2020. Basically, 3 years of his first term, he was battling a global pandemic. And the JFF still managed to pay all of them bills and keep the federation going in the midst of a global pandemic. I don't think people are valuing how impressive that is. And I heard this gentleman talking about USA. But when me hear this man, when people start talking about flying, you know, brother, I want to let them know about money, you know. Because based on what I know about the structure of American soccer, every child that is registered in an academy have to pay an annual fee of $2. And we are talking millions and millions of children. You add that up, that are millions of dollars per year, just off a registration of academies alone, that the US Soccer Federation is guaranteed. JFF not have that sort of luxury in terms of spending power. Not to mention TV rights, which is driven by population, because sponsors are going to pay the most money to the countries with the biggest population. USA have 300 million people. So when people are compare us to USA, me have to take a step back and I say, Virgin, we need to think realistically. Now, regards to the gentleman, he made sound African, I'm not sure him say. But he made make some points and I said the JFF are just talking. Alright, cool. The man hired a new coach. The man hired a new general secretary. People have been crying out that we need coaches from overseas. This coach Hallgrim's not necessarily many people. On paper, I'm not going to say better than Renee Simons, but on paper, this man is the best coach that Jamaica has ever had. On paper, he not achieved nothing yet, so we can't crown him over Simons. But on paper, in terms of his achievements in Europe and what he's been able to do, the best coach we've ever had. So I would love to see what he's capable of doing. So to say the president has just talk, no. The man get a new general secretary that was messing up with regards to the whole flight situation. We saw that played out with the strike and all of that. The man said, no, your time is up. The man get, as I say, on paper, the best coach we've ever had. So I'm saying give him time, and let us see how this works out for the campaign. Obviously, if 2026 no work out, we know why it has to go. The man himself said he will walk away from the job, no problem. So that's my nightly defense of the JFF president. My next point is with regards to the league, to the Premier League. No, as much. Yeah, we have this discussion with you last night.
Yeah, last night.
Or me I say club. Yeah, man, me I say club football is ultimately what develops players. Its emphasis on, granted, the JFF is supposed to be the reigning body that structures club football. But really and truly, their portfolio is with regards to national players better. Because maybe I can use a man like Marcus Rashford as an example, or Mbappe. Mbappe come up through Monaco club system, and as soon as he was talented enough or good enough, then he was drafted into the French national team, the French setup. But Monaco is what developed. Manchester United club system is what academy is what developed Marcus Rashford. Then they get called for England. So the clubs fundamentally is what develops players. The JFF and the national team really and truly we should be selecting if the system was fixed and in place and operating functionally. We should be selecting the best ballers from the clubs. Right now, just a pick and choose from them, and you collect the best players from clubs and you organize them as such, and boom, you get a national team. But rightfully so, the clubs really should really try and restructure. My thing is that the current format of the Premier League is broken. Me think we need to get back some real hype and investment in the Premier League. I remember a couple of years ago, I don't know if you remember Monday Night Football, but that are the hypest and the livest I can remember. Premier League, West Stripe Premier League being hot. When you need to have a thing in Monday Ball. Yeah man, hot man. We need to get back that level of national interest in it, because as I say, there is no way Jamaican football is going to sustain itself if the senior level at the clubs, the senior club football, if you have schoolboy football bigger than senior level football, it not gonna work. It cannot work. So you need to restructure. Right now, I say we have 14 parish. We need 14 club. Each club attached to a parish. And we figure it out from this because the Arnett Garden and the Harborview thing it not really work out. It need a new branding, new everything needs to lift up. The structure needs to change.
Yeah, but would you say that the JPL has made some wicked improvements, you know? No money. This is the most money last year in the Jamaican Premier League. A whole heap of money in the Premier League has never get so many support, you know. In the history of Jamaican football now. Would you say Chris Williams and the team I speak to the CEO the other day. They have done a fantastic job.
Yeah, man, I said that they might do a fantastic job. But I am saying, because me still aware of Premier League players, you know, Ryan, we work part-time, you know, bro.
Yeah.
And that cannot be. That can't be the case. Because man cannot play football part-time, I expect, matriculate internationally. People have this tendency to compare us to Europe. I mean, I say, brother, that is one big level jump, brother, because, as I say, the one thing a European player have is a European passport, brother. They are privileged welcome with that. Yes, I mean, bad for bad, if you're born in Jamaica, you have a Jamaican passport, you always have a Jamaican passport. And if you fly, work permit, them thing that inescapable, dog. So make you stop pre-Europe, brother. Them thing that is a pipe dream. Yes, I mean, the Leon Bailey thing is 1 in 3 million, brother. You cannot bet on that every single time. What we need to do is, because when we look on a thing like Brazil, we could go South America. Yeah. That is outside of Europe. And regularly, we see Brazilians end up in European football. All them reach there. Neymar started his career at Santos. Vinicius started his career in Palmeiras, I think, but it was a Brazilian league. Anthony started his career in the Brazilian league as well. Most of these Brazilian players started their careers in them young careers when they were 16, 17, they were playing at the Brazilian league, and through their local league, then get scouted into Europe. No, I don't think the Jamaica Premier League ever get to a level where scouts from Europe are going to come to Clarendon at 200 million people, they are Brazilian. If you send every scout from Europe go Brazil, them can't cover all right. And like it or not, Brazil is the traditional destination if you are going to look for talent. So I'm not going to ever say, oh, European scouts, I'm not that naive. But my thing is, if the JPL can get to a level where we can get consistent scouting from the MLS, and we can pipeline some of our young players them to the MLS, and the MLS is a route to the Bundesliga. And that is our way into Europe, in my opinion. That is the most realistic route that I can see.
Yeah. A lot of Jamaican players not getting the MLS still, but we have more players like the CFAS making a different route. We have the Shamal Nicholson make a different route. We see Kareem Paris making a different route. So we can go. Not the biggest country, them have the biggest football, but them facility and them coaching better than Jamaica. CFAS is doing well.
Yeah, man.
Look like him team out to qualify for Champions League. So MLS, for me, a lot of MLS team not taking the Jamaican player them. You get to me? I say, I want to know what this problem.
Yeah,
when last I see a Jamaican player get sell? When last I see a club buy a Jamaican midfield?
That's true.
Jamaican midfielder, them brother. The last midfielder we have were really successful is Rudolph Aston. The rest of them, either them put them a wing back, either them put them a right back, either them a play a striker. Because our player them don't have the brain to play in the midfield. And that's why I tell you, say, yo, we need to get the proper coaching. Most of the time when we pass the ball, our midfielder them pass the ball, them stand up. You know what say? May I talk to somebody today? You know what say? You know, say if I tell the public this, them laugh over you. You know, say the English speaking country them not do well in the World Cup. People that laugh over you.
Yeah, man.
You know, say the one English speaking country win the World Cup.
And England.
And England. And them rap Germany. Yeah, so that me I try to tell you, say the way of the France and the Argentina and all of them team there. Or the coach them speak different to the player them. You get to me I say? A France, a Brazil, all of them team that dominate the World Cup, brother. One English speaking country win the World Cup, brother. Can you imagine? One.
Yeah.
The World Cup has been dominant of all the other nations. Rubbish, the English team them. English, I talk about the English, the country them speak English.
No, English speaking.
Yeah. So we need to see what go back to the giant board. I'm glad Rudolph Speed has been saying long time. Say, yo, coaching is Jamaica's biggest problem. And we are getting there. I may say to the people them, let's give the JFF the benefit of the doubt to hang themselves. You get what I say? Allow them to do what they're doing right now. And we must embrace it. Me, myself, every day I get up on my cuss. I say changes. A lot of people probably don't see it yet. I am still waiting. And I may take my notes. So I go see what I got come 2023. Them balling for a clean sheet. Let us right now give them that opportunity and get behind it and support the thing. You get me? I say, we have to support the thing, Virgin. We have to support the thing, brother. We have to support the man them. Because we need changes. Music and all of these things come in. I am willing to watch. Yeah.
No, but me I said, alright, with the same point me I make about support. I'm going to use Arsenal as an example. And on my side, I don't care them, I don't claim them.
So like
but I'm going to use Arsenal as an example. Christian Mabala, but no money on my side. My side, they are Spain.
Okay, Real Madrid.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, lucky team ever win the Champions League.
I don't look. It doesn't mean Florentino Perez a big man. I don't look.
Yeah, man. Them man that top man. See, the man just get a top Brazilian player.
Yeah, man. 16 and the man say, yeah, man, we sign that right away. The man in a hit we sign baller.
No, because
but as me say, with the thing about support,
get beat out by Barcelona and the man make a promise to the Real Madrid fans. Every big talent coming to Brazil, Real Madrid have to get them first. Because Real Madrid...
Man, for name is up for name, man, they make a game. Yeah, 16. You're not eligible to play for your next 2 years. Yeah.
16. The man them buy a 16-year-old for 75 million.
For 72. Yeah, man.
So when am I going to
72. I think them not eligible to play for your next 2 years. Because I'm have to be 18. I just talent man them must scout, man. But as me I said, the support thing, you know, the one thing we not like about Jamaican football culture, because I use a side like Arsenal. For years, Arsenal has been a joke. And the amount of Jamaican people, when we see kill themselves. When Arsenal, they mid-table, almost a scrape middle, they never scrape bottom, they never so crazy, they never so poor yet, and on my side. But the amount of support them get for a quote-unquote big club where they are underperform. Anyway you look, people are dead for them Arsenal. Brother, me not care if Jamaica win, lose or draw, stadium to full. When are the last time the national stadium ever full? love for football are people who support Sheffield. We carry them side from Division 4 to Division 2 to Division 1, back to Division 2, back to Division 3, back to Division 4. That I really love for football. That I really love for football. Win, lose, or draw, the stadium supposed to full. That are the one thing if Jamaicans want to prove that them really love football, them love feed them football. I mean, because we know say them love the European ball game and them love the Brazilian ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Them really want to prove because countries overseas not just support them side when them are winning. You know. People for years got Arsenal better go buy out the whole of Emirates same way and go cuss every match week in week out and support them side regardless. So I don't care if Jamaica qualify or not. Enough of them people, I know them never take their money and go to stadium yet. And buy a shirt yet. That have to change. The culture of supporting a football have to change.
Yeah, for real, call up. For real, man. Big man thing, me support. So I tell the people them say come January. If you're not buy a jersey, brother, I don't know what you're gonna tell me, brother. You have to support the thing, brother.
Yeah, man, because all about people, them love bash, but they don't like Bill.
Yeah.
Because to me, the thing I can say about certain Man U fans, I say, yo, you know, me give the Man U fans them a pass, brother, because live, ride or die, them are dead with the side. The man them, you know why me can't say when Man U fans are cuss the Glazers and say them want the Glazers out of them side, because every single game them did it. All when them threaten for boycott, them still never boycott. Them got the stadium, see me go watch. Non-stop. That we need to have that culture there for Jamaican football. It is not there currently and that have to change.
See that the World Cup, so the Jamaican people them are going. Me need to see that attitude towards it. Boy, I'm telling them the Reggae Boyz bad though.
Yeah, man. Come here and say, yo, me a big man and me can't remember the last time stadium full. That's sad.
Yeah, that really.
Unless a champ.
Yeah, man, that really sad for you, man. That really sad for you.
Me a say schoolboy game.
Yeah, but schoolboy game, I don't know, brother.
Because remember the schoolboy fan base have a built-in fan base still in because you always have students who attend the school, but nonetheless, you're a citizen and you claim say you love football. That's why I always tell people that Jamaica is not a country who love football now. Because you can go to Brighton and find a Real Madrid fan. If you come from Brighton, guess what? Ride or die, Brighton on your side. Wherever you come from in England, that are your team. Our 4 or 5 division in England, and people carry them side from the lowest tier to the highest tier, and then go back to the lowest tier with them side. And we're not talking about rich people, brother. We are talking about average working class people because them love the ball game. Them really have a love for the ball game. No matter where them side go, them follow them side.
Yeah. For real, Carla. Definitely, Bridging. Definitely. But yeah, people. So Carla, you have anything more you want to say?
No, man, I like that, man.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, man. Nothing about love and respect, Carla, for calling and share. And
yeah, man. No problem.
To the show, brother. I appreciate the love and the support.
Yeah, man. Because the movement are grow. As me can say, how much are we watch right now? 300 away. Yeah. At least me can say at the very least, I'm not going to say at the 300 that we really and truly love football, but the 300 that we have a vested interest in the side. And that's not the majority of Jamaicans right now, because almost 10 o'clock in the night and we there a ball on phone about Jamaican football. And someone I get rest to go watch Argentina tomorrow. At different levels of supporting, I think.
Yeah.
Someone I get them night to go watch Argentina play ball game. And we there stress about 2026. And we love the football.
True, Carla. True, man. Yeah. Well, anyway, Carla, big up yourself, man, because tomorrow going to be the weekend will be a busy day for me. I mean, I have to go do some World Cup preview now. So people, when you know the time go, so I am going to do my World Cup coverage, people. So if you want to join that, It's going to be about 8:40. I'm going to schedule the stream because I'm going to talk about some World Cup, cover some World Cup, and then tomorrow we can join for the watch along and stuff, people. It's a long week, people, you have to understand. But I love to go 4 or 5 hours, but I have a different show to go deal with and thing. And right now, my eyeball them hurt me. If you sit down in front of them floodlight and computer, wicked, man. See, feel like I'll sit down too long, back problem. I say, Jano, where this back problem come from, man? You know, when you sit down one place so long, brother, a evening time, brother. People, a whole heap of sacrifice, you know, brother. A whole heap of sacrifice right now. We are make. So we want the people them for sure the effort. So when we ask them, say, yo, people like the video. Buy a cup. A $14 for a cup. If you don't want to give $5, you buy a cup, people. You buy a t-shirt. Support the merchandise, people. We're not just there big on we have product. You get to me, I say, when you buy a mug, when you buy a cup. You get to me, I say, internet have to pay. You have to pay for the stream, you have to pay for the graphic. So what there? A whole heap of thing it take for run the channel. So that's why I ask you and say, yo, the best you can do, just put a like on the video. Share it to your friend and subscribe. Tell them to subscribe. That's how we are going to grow in a region. And that's how we are going to grow. You get to me and say, and respect the president for coming on. Hopefully we can have him in the near future to join back the show. You get to me and say, and I really appreciate the comment section today. It was a fresher bit here. You know what I mean? The people them are listen. You know, we welcome the president to the open arm. And you know, you have now and then people. You can't control people, but I like how the comment section go on today. You get to me and say, and respect all of the people them who put them donation. Kevin, if you're there, big up yourself, Bridget. Appreciate the donation. I think one more donation, but I can't remember the person name who sent the donation. Danny Jet, big up yourself, man. Dr. Joyful, big up yourself, brother. Fresh God, big up yourself, brother. Tennessee, nothing about love and respect, brother. Appreciate all of the love, brother. Nothing about love and respect. You get the message. But people, you guys can look out for Rudolph Speed. We're supposed to have Rudolph Speed sometime soon. You understand? Hopefully over the weekend we can get him to talk about some of the technical stuff. So hopefully we can pull off that one by now on weekend and we chat about it and thing. You get the message. Ricketts, big up yourself, brother. Nothing about love and respect, brother. You're there. You get the message. Really appreciate it. Kemar, big up yourself, brother. Yo, Real Madrid buy baller for 60. Man, a 16-year-old I spend so much money upon him. I see that comment here already. I know me adjust it, but how amazing these man. Real Madrid trust this youth for no say I'm gonna come good him a 16-year-old. You see them big baller there self. Brazil club them make money when you can't stay there. When you can't stay there. Yeah, man, but people, Kyle, big up yourself. People, big up on yourself, star. I don't even know if more know a World Cup video. I kind of feel really, really tired. I kind of feel jaded, people. I don't understand. Yeah, man, I kind of feel jaded, but you know, sometimes you want to go their nose off a run still. But anyway, people, big up on yourself, people. France to the world. No Brazil around here. Although me a German supporter still. You know what I mean? But big up on yourself, people. Nothing about love and respect, people. Join me for the next. If you don't see me by 10 o'clock, that means that I not do the live stream for the World Cup, but I really want to do it. Because I want to talk about some World Cup football still. But anyway, big up on yourself, people. No love and respect. All right? Peace out. Love on the people. Like up the video, people, and on the way out. All right, my beautiful people. Like it up, people. Like it up. Like it up. I want to say big up, because today some artists call me from the east side. Big up to all of the east side artists, them. Big up to Street Jenna. To them, I realize, say, yo, the whole south side or east side, the whole east side artists, them, Skillibeng and the whole man, them, a producer always a watch a thing in them in the studio I want to big up to the east side musician them. Big up to everyone on the support the thing. You get to me and say, big up to all of the people across the world. Yo, the thing I grow people. Trust me. Trust me. Today a person call me and I say, yo, the person really call me. I think them people are big famous people. Them not have no conversation with me. And boy, I tell you, so me answer the call. Me I say, yo, John No Star. You watch a program, man, I say, I want to Ryan, Sports Classic. Yo, the thing I reach places, people. But anyway, big up on yourself, not about love and respect. I'm out.
You know what I realized with a lot of people? Why they're stuck. Why they don't go further than they are. Why sometimes they regress. Why people that are so quick to comment negatively or give a backhanded compliment and think it's okay, or make a backhanded comment, because they're so focused on the messenger and not the message. And that's a big issue that I'm noticing pretty much every day. So many people want to listen to reply and not listen to apply. You want to listen to respond but not listen to understand. Focus on the message. That's all I have to say. Have a blessed day.
Alright, people, me have a caller. I forgot for calling back and things. Say him Tennessee, big up yourself. No. Cups. What me always say cups. Me have mugs and me have cup Tennessee. Me have cups and me have mugs. You can go looking at the store. The link pinning at the description and in the cup. Big up for the donation thing. But anyway, caller, go ahead, caller.
Yeah, Ryan. So thanks for taking my call earlier so I could have talked to the president, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, a few things, again, we either can choose to look back or choose to look forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had this tipping point, right? At a very watershed moment in Jamaican football, Jamaican sports. We have constantly seen players come, players go. We've seen coaches come, coaches go. The federation has kind of still remained the same people, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, sometimes we beat, sometimes we give credit. Like I said, credit towards hiring a new coaching staff, credit towards getting the Adidas sponsorship. Now we need to see how they can get other corporate sponsorship, airlines, etc. To see how we can really build the program. We have to build the program from the youth up, right? We can't just keep retooling. I think another caller earlier said to you that every other country, they're building from a foundation. Now that we almost have everything, right? Let's see what they do over the next 2 years. The next 2 years are going to be key, right? I think we also need the people to support the team and the program. So buying jerseys is very important. Going to games and buying tickets, getting pay-per-view stuff that supports the whole organization. There's one thing that the JFF has always said that I will agree with. I don't agree with them. I disagree with them more often than I agree. But one thing I'll say, it takes money to run these organizations. You can't compare Canada and US to Jamaica. I think I explained it to you before. There are millions of kids registered, in US youth soccer. For every kid that's registered, the US youth soccer, I think, are getting between $3 to $5 per kid. So when you have I think it's about 3-4 million, more than that. It's a double-digit million kids registered in youth soccer. So that's how the US Soccer Federation can basically do what they do. We don't have that in Jamaica. In Jamaica, mostly we're looking to help the players, right? The kids might need school fee, books, this, that. Two different cultures, two different economic systems. So now that these sponsorships are coming in, let's see the decisions that are made. Give them a chance. One of the things that I don't like is when they keep throwing around this A license. The CONCACAF A license, to me, I don't know what weight it carries around the world. Like, you have the USSFA, which is ranked high, which is almost transferable with UEFA, but the CONCACAF is not up there. So, and just sending somebody on a coaching course doesn't make them a good coach, right? Coaching course just lasts for maybe a week or less. You're not going to just turn overnight. What you need to do is having coaches going out on apprenticeship, spending 3 months with a professional program, 6 months with a professional program, then coming back. They need to get top coaches day to day, ins and out of what is going on. In 2019, when we had the Gold Cup, right? Was it 2019 Gold Cup? I'm trying to remember which year that was. 2019. I spent time with the US team, and then I spent time with the Jamaica team, and I saw the difference, like meaning being around the coaches and such forth. So I was able to see night and day, like the equipment they had, the technology that they were using, all of that stuff. But it also, we need the money in there, right? Now I think we're gonna get that money. Let's see what they do. Let's give them a little chance. I'm not gonna go and say I'm all for them right now. I'm just saying, let's give them an opportunity and let's see what happens. If we don't qualify for the next World Cup, it would be that means, like you said to him, they just need to pack up and just leave.
Everybody.
Right? Everybody, the whole thing, we have to revamp. What Jamaicans have to understand, we have a culture in which we want instant gratification. We want things to happen right now. It's a process. It's a process, right? Nothing happens. Nothing successful happens overnight. You never see a business just come in place and it's successful overnight. It takes time. It's the same thing here. But we also, as a culture, have been feeding this where we want to win right now. No, we need to think about how we're going to win 5 years from now and then continue that. Harry Belafonte said, what it takes to get you there, it even takes more to remain there, right? So we need sustainability. We don't want an overnight thing. 1998 came overnight, right? We haven't gone back since, right? We have not gone back since. So a lot of the players some of the players that they play now weren't even born then, all right? So we have to think about it, right? How do we keep sustainability that perennially Jamaica is qualifying World Cup after World Cup, all winning tournaments? We need to win Gold Cup. We have not won the Gold Cup, right? I've been around the team. I've been in game. I've been places in the booth, in the boxes with everybody and see what's going on. I've talked to the players, all of these things, right? We have talent, but talent is not everything, right? It's how we're going to basically build a mindset, creating a growth mindset for our players and for our nation. The nation needs to rally behind it. Let's start supporting it. Let's not just keep bashing, right? A lot of people are upset. I have been upset. You know the stories. You have heard the intimate details of those stories. I've been disappointed by them as others, but let's say now this is there was a word that came to me when you were doing the interview, and you kept saying this, right? January 1st is a new contract, new sponsorship, new coaching, new this. So I said, okay, let's start new. The only thing that's not new is the JFF. So this time now, if things fail, it goes on them.
Yeah.
Right? If things fail, they can't say we didn't have the money, we didn't have the coach, we didn't have the players.
Yeah. So they must set up
the only
themselves.
thing that is remaining from the old guard is them. Right? So I think right now, let's get behind the people, the players. Let's get behind the program and let's push forward. And that's just all I gotta say. Look, I offered, like he offered. I can come and sit down and talk with him. I think what we need to do on the fan base, the Ryan LFC fan base, we need to start putting some questions together and some ideas, right? Why don't we build a nation? Put some ideas of things that we can implement. Bring it on the Ryan LFC show, on your YouTube channel or whatever, or any blogs that you have. Put up some ideas that you have. Let's share ideas and let's bring all of the ideas to them. Let's filter it and bring it and say, hey, here's a set of ideas that the people have come up with. We are very intelligent people, and let's bring it to them and see what they can implement, what they cannot implement. And then also let's try to figure out how we're going to buy jerseys, because I'm just waiting for that jersey to be released.
Bro,
right?
Every day
I'm waiting
put on
so I can just go buy it.
pay, brother. Every day. Come and say me have to get home and away. Me have support the thing, brother.
Right. The third kit, everything. So I'm just prepared. As soon as they go on sale, send me I need to know the link. When you find out, Ryan, you let me know. I'm buying my jersey for me, for my kids, and everything like that, you know, for my family. So because we got to support that. I was very proud to see you in your Jamaica jersey tonight. You know, in the interview, it said a lot. Because I know so you take a lot of beating this year from Liverpool, Germany, you know. You take a lot of beating this year. So
yeah. So
you know,
dancehall review him for ask you. How far you think Jamaican system is from the USA?
It's very far, very, very far. It's night and day right now, right? The technologies that they have, the video review system, just even like if you look at the equipment what they're using for the camera system, I was just so shocked, right? When I sat there, the good thing was I went to the US team before they were practicing down at the US Naval Academy, and I was invited there, and I stayed several days with them, right? Right before that, I have a little team that I have around here. So we had scrimmage DC United second team. So some of the DC United players now were called up to the US national team. So it was like a lot of familiarity there. So sit down and talk to the players, talk to the coaches, and then look at how they carry out their operations, the meetings that they had, all of that stuff, very organized, right? And then we were, you know, in the Jamaica side now, there were issues with players being paid, all of those kind of things, the nutrition, all of that stuff, right? So you just saw the discombobulation, right? Within our discord within the Jamaican team when there was harmony within the US team, right? I think that's the year US won the Gold Cup actually, right? Because they so you know, pretty much we're night and day. So I'm hoping that the new coach, look, we have a new coach and the coach has pedigree, right? But let me tell people this. There's a stat that I shared with someone about a month ago, and they told me it wasn't true. And I went back today and did my research and found the actual stat and sent it to them. No country has ever won the World Cup without a coach from that country coaching that team. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every country that has won the World Cup, the head coach has been a coach from that country. So when I found it today on the internet and sent it to them, and they were like, wow, right? So what I'm saying is this. So I sent it, when I sent the image to them, the message to them was, let us start developing our Caribbean or Jamaican coaches, right? Because if this stat was true, because I think the teams that are going to be left in the World Cup now are all coached by coaches from that country.
And I want only English-speaking team did it.
Right. Okay. So what I'm saying, England, the coach come from England. Brazil coach come from Brazil. Right?
France.
Croatia coach come from Croatia. France come from France. See what I'm saying? Because a part of it also is the coach understanding the culture. We have to start playing our culture. We can't go adapt the English style or the Spanish style. It's not us. We have to play what our culture is. So we have to develop a system that's based on our culture. So all these other things now, let's just hope. And I'm gonna be positive and say the lenses are right now pointing on the JFF as an organization, right? The administration is pointing on them, so they know they cannot make any misstep. If they make a misstep, it just simply would show that they don't care about the nation. And I don't think that's a legacy they want to leave, right? Granted, it is true that when they came in, they inherited a lot of debt.
True. And
they have to overcome that. And it's very hard for when you come in and inherit debt from a previous administration. You know, it's very tough to overcome that. Now, let's hope that they're in the black. And now this new thing, this new money coming in, it's a lot of money. Right? It's a lot of money, Ryan. Right? And when it gets announced on January 1st, people understand that there's no way. And then plus 2026 is set up so that we should qualify. Because we don't have to go through Mexico, US, or Canada. Right? If we cannot qualify for 2026, we should never play football again in Jamaica. Right? Plain and simple. So we have to bring what I would love to see is people from the business community people from the strategic community, people from the financial community, right, coming together and say, how in the diaspora, so those of us here in the US and in Canada and in Europe and also in Asia, how can we support the Reggae Boyz, right? What are things that we can do to support the Reggae Boyz? I heard a fan say him drive from wherever to watch game. I've gone to so many games all over the country. Fly in Jamaica here, fly from here so go Texas.
Imagine if everybody give a $10 pound.
Listen to me. If everyone, listen to me. Jamaica has what? Over 3 million people in Jamaica?
Yeah, 3 million.
Multiply that by about outside of Jamaica, the diaspora has about 4 times that number that people that associate themselves as being Jamaican heritage. If each of them, right, give $1 a month, right, $1 a month. Okay, can you imagine how many millions we'll have to support Jamaica? $1 a month. So even the people in Jamaica, I know as much as people they suffer, if they give $1 a month, that's 100 and something Jamaican dollar. Not even a month, just give for a year. Give $1 a year. $3 million that right? So, right? Same thing in the diaspora. If we put together and say, look, we're gonna put $1 a month in our fund, we can really help Jamaican football, Jamaican sports, but not only that, we will help the Jamaican youths. So he mentioned something to me, that really caught my attention tonight when he said they want to use football as like a social intervention to decrease the crime rate in Jamaica. He mentioned murder, rape, thievery. That's what we're supposed to be talking about. Imagine now we can steer the youths them from crime and use sports. And I think I heard Minister Babsy Green said this before, and me, everybody know I'm apolitical. Right? I never lived in Jamaica long enough to even vote, right? Much less to choose a party or whatever. I was a child when I left there, a baby. But no, listen to this. She said, I remember I have it. I wrote it down. It was an interview she did, and she said, sports is a physical culture. It's cultural in Jamaica, right? So we're supposed to use it to really now define our culture. Just like how music define our culture, track and field, soccer supposed to do the same thing, right? Football supposed to do the same thing. So imagine if we can use that now to help educate the youth, using sports now to bring the youth them into the high schools and then get some education, and then further them education. They can go overseas, get further their education and come back to Jamaica, right? And build the nation. A lot of us have tried, Ryan, to work on the football thing in Jamaica. I'm not going to say that we did it the correct way, because sometimes our egos get in the way, mine included, and we try to do things by ourselves, right? And we have to understand that there's a channel to do things. We need to basically team up and create synergies, right? And I'm learning that, right? I'm learning that as I get more mature, right? I'm learning that, look, one man cannot build an empire, and we have to also put our egos out the way and not focus on the me, but focus on the child that's in front of us, that we can change their lives. When we look at academies, like there's an academy that's run out of Ghana. They're in Ghana, they're in Egypt, and they're in Denmark. It's called Right to Dream Academy, right? If you go to righttodream.com, righttodream.com, you'll see their model. It's about character development. They're putting players in even private high schools in America and colleges in America, Division I college, and they're putting players in the pros, right? They just signed, they got like $100 million to build to do stuff in Egypt. One big Egyptian rich man brought the academy there as well. They're in Copenhagen, right? And so we need to be adopting some of those philosophies to bring to Jamaica. Like I would see like a Phoenix Academy doing something like this, or any other academy. What's the other one? Mount Pleasant, right? Pleasant. Yeah. Right, Mount Pleasant. Those type of things. We need to have more of those around the island, right? And get our egos out the way. We're supposed to focus on what's in front of us. What's in front of us are the kids. The kids. Imagine if we can build these kids and build them in Jamaica, just like how Usain Bolt and Shellyan and those they were built in Jamaica, and they have represented our nation well. We want to see footballers do the same thing. Another thing a topic I want to hit on. Leon Bailey, who I'm very familiar with. Leon did an interview where he was talking about experiences, how they kind of tried to hold him back in Jamaica when he was young, right? Mm-hmm. And then the federation issued a statement saying that, the statement that they issued, I read it, and I said, the federation, I know every fly we pass, the frog he's supposed to try and catch. You understand me? Mm-hmm. And the federation has always done something where they never admit that they're wrong, right? They always blame somebody else. Mm. And I said this, what Leon Bailey was speaking of, whether it is true or not, that was his experience and his feeling. So all the federation have to do sometimes is just issue a letter and said, we are heartfelt that Leon Bailey felt this way during that process. And we will make sure this never happened to Leon Bailey or any other Jamaican again. We assure you that this administration will make sure that doesn't happen to them. But we tend to come out, and that's how now that can cause a discord between the player and the federation. So that the federation needs to have a PR unit that knows how to address the situation, address these professional players. Because guess what? Leon Bailey is not no like a hungry belly boy where you can talk to anywhere and hold things over him. He's a millionaire, but he's a human being first. And his experience was what he experienced, right? You and I weren't there if it say it's true or it's not true, right? He's the one who experienced it, and you can't say, "Oh, a kid between 8 and 12 can't know." I'm like, that's stupid. We Jamaican, we know we are mature. You understand me? Mm-hmm. At a young age, 12 years old, you're already in a high school. So how are you gonna say he wouldn't know what's going on? So those are some of the things where I think there needs to be
Craig, you see the one where Craig cleared here?
No, I did not see that. Yeah, if you have the link, send it to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it, man. Craig cleared it.
Yeah, send it to me.
I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you now.
Right, but also what we have to do, we have to bring emotions out of. You see when you're doing business, Ryan. Mm-hmm. Ryan, you don't have to like somebody to work with them,
True.
You do not have to like somebody to work with them.
I tell people
Ryan, if you are the best, I don't know what you do exactly, but if you are the best accountant, and me and you even have personal problem, but I know you're the best accountant, I'm gonna hire you because you're the best. Mm-hmm. And I expect you to be professional. The problem is we carry too much feelings, and then we let the feelings go generational and generational and generational from one generation down to the next. And that's how we always go deeper into a precipice. And we need to stop that. Right? Craig Butler played for, he represented Jamaica, right? On the 98 squad, correct?
No.
At least.
He was part, no man, he never represented.
Part of the qualifying.
Where Adapa played.
Yeah, he represented Jamaica during the qualification process, right?
Yeah.
So he's a national team player, right? I don't care if he played in the World Cup or not, but also he has developed some good players, and he has some knowledge. He has gotten players overseas, so try to leverage that to see how many more players we can get to Craig and have Craig, develop those players. But more so, here's the problem with Jamaica. When I watch documentaries on the Brazil national team, they treat their players like national treasures. So you know what those players always do? They always go back to Brazil at the end of their career and play in Brazil and support and build foundations that build up the little youth them. We don't treat our players like that, so that's why our players don't even come back to Jamaica. We have to start treating our players like national treasures. That's a big mistake that we're making. Because they are the ones who are going to be living inspiration and examples for the young youths to follow. I remember a principal, I'm not going to call his name, he was once head of the ISA, right? Mm-hmm. He taught me science when I was in second form. Because when I came back to Jamaica, back and forth, when I came back and I was going to high school, on the western end of the island. And he taught me science. This man used to run taxi, you know. I remember he used to come pick up my granny and my auntie and bring them go market. And he was my science teacher, and I had a lot of respect for him. I know I couldn't behave anywhere because they gave him permission to discipline me.
Yeah.
And I remember, and I remember that one, like a friend of mine who was living here in the US was in a car accident and passed away. And when I found out that they were connected and I called him and I was going down for the funeral, he said to me, I blame people like you because you came to America and you made it and you didn't come back and serve as an inspiration to the youths them in your neighborhood or in this area. We need more people to come back. And that's why I started doing more work in Jamaica, right? Started giving back after, and this was in 2005 when he said that to me, right? And it touched me to my core to say, like, basically when he said to me, you threw a stone behind you. And ever since that in 2005, I started doing crazy work in Jamaica. Crazy stuff to support the youths them, not just giving a youth school fee or whatever, but creating jobs, opportunities, this, that, so you can build your own economy in our country. That's the same thing. We need the players them to come back and show the youths them example, right? And that's just it. So, but it comes from how the federation treats them as well. So that's why I think there needs to be a union that represents the players. Players need to have a union, have union representation. They need to form a union. Because all of this nonsense, why is it only third world countries that we consider, let me call them developing nations, they always have problems paying their players? Why? FIFA give everybody the same amount of money. US get the same amount of money, but you have to go out there now. The job of the federation is to go gain sponsorship. To stop calling it sponsorship, they need to have corporate partners. Corporate partners that are vested in the interest of football, because the bigger the football get, the bigger their company gets, because the more exposure they're gonna get, not only on the local stage, but on the international stage. So those are some things we need to sit down and talk about, and how we market properly. Our website, like you mentioned tonight, the website, it's all over the place, the YouTube channel, you know, all of these things. We need to figure out to promote stuff. The youth programs, right? We got to be building from the youth structure. We don't have that. We can't depend just on Mount Pleasant or Phoenix or whatever. It needs to be an infrastructure set by the governing body of football in Jamaica, which is the Jamaica Football Federation. So there are a lot of ideas, Ryan. A lot of ideas, a lot of things that we've written down and put in place. You and I have talked a lot, right, about these things and how they can be implemented. And it's just not talk. It's also garnering the funds behind it, because sometimes they're gonna need some funds. We need to, you know, why can't Ryan and me and other people go to Jamaica and say, look, we're gonna put on a tournament that's gonna identify young kids, and we sponsor it, right? You know, we need to do those things, man. What are we doing for our nation, right? We constantly complain and say JFF not doing this and JFF not doing that. Fine, they're not doing it, so why don't we get up and do it, right? Let's challenge ourselves. I challenge everybody here, everybody in the diaspora. Let's come up with a great idea. We have so many brilliant minds that are Jamaicans in USA, Canada, England, Germany. Right, and I went to Iceland, and you know how many Jamaicans I met in Iceland? I was shocked. You know?
Yeah.
Cool places. And I was like, wow, we're everywhere, man. You got Japan. We just saw enough in Japan. It's ridiculous. So what I want you to do, Ryan, I want you to be the megaphone, right? The horn on leading and basically marketing the chart to say, let's come up with ideas. Everybody put something in the bucket. You just give everybody one idea. And then now we do a vote on the ideas, and we boil it down to like 20. And then we do our next round of voting, boil it down to 10. And then when we get it down to 5, then we say, all right, here are the 5 ideas. And how we're going to fund these 5 ideas. And we can create a foundation and support it, and we can manage it. right here. We don't have to give the money to JFF. We manage it just like how Sidel and them manage the thing, because trust has to be built, right? Trust has to be built. And we can manage it and we say, all right, we go buy boots for the youth them. We can send on 500 boots to get across to the teams them, for the young youths them, right? We can buy 500 balls, send down. Let us stop just supporting our alma mater, right? Let us just stop sending money to KC and JC and Calabar because I'm an old boy of this and old. No. Let's start supporting Jamaica. Jamaica. We're Jamaicans first. Right? We're Jamaicans first. And that's my challenge. So I'm gonna let you kind of put it out there and say, all right, send ideas in. And people sending those ideas. And then you have one show where you say, all right, we go vote on the ideas. Then we set up a link and people go to the link and vote. And we boil it down until we get down to 5 and say, all right, here are 5 ideas that we can fund. And then we basically put a plan together on how to implement it. Jamaica needs more than coaching, right? Jamaica needs physical trainers, right? They need physiotherapists. They need back office staff, right? They need psychotherapists. You need sports psychologists. That's one thing that I didn't hear them mention, right? You need a sports psychologist. You need a nutritionist. Our youth are so malnutrition. That's why they're so little. When they're eating growth spurs, they're not getting their proper nutrition for them to grow. And then by the time certain years, the growth plate close and them little and whinge, as we say.
True, man. Football.
We need a whole program, Ryan.
True. Definitely.
But we need a whole program.
Brother, yeah, I know you have been missing for a long time, Brents. So
long time. But I've been watching, Ryan. I've just been quiet.
Okay, Brents.
I've just been in observation mode.
All right.
All right.
Send out the brains, man. Cause I go do some stuff before wife come home. So
yeah, man. Bless up yourself. Bless up your family. Bless up the Ryan LFC family, the fanfare and everything. All Jamaicans around the world. Let's get this together. A kid told me this. There was a kid that we helped get a scholarship to come up here to college. He was up in Kansas City, in Kansas. And he said to me, he called me. He's playing now at one of the Premier League teams in Jamaica. And he called me and he said, boss, this is a young man he was 19 years old. And he said this to me and it blew my mind that this young man was thinking like this. He said, boss, God has given us everything in Jamaica, He just one thing he wants us to have. And I said, what is that? And he said, togetherness. He said, the moment we come together, we're going to be so dangerously good. And he made me think about it. I wrote it in my journal, and I always look at it. The unity is what's going to basically put us on the map. We're too separate right now. Everybody trying to do their own thing. And like I said, I was doing the same thing as well. So, them say, he who's without sin cast the first stone. So I throw the first stone for myself. I have been a part of the problem, right? So now I'm looking to become a part of the solution.
Yeah.
How can we work with other people, whether we like them or not, whether we trust them or not? We have to go in now and sit down and say, look, here's a golden opportunity, because guess what? When Jamaica make it to the World Cup in 2026, all of us are going to be wearing Jamaican jersey, having our Jamaican flag, running around just like how we were in 1998. Proud. All right?
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, man.
So, all right. Blessed.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, people. Big up, people. I watch the Damian Lowe interview. I will break it down probably tomorrow or Saturday. One of them days, I go break down the interview. I don't know I break down the interview them the best phone. So, I watch it, man. And I just make, Sportsmax build up them, before I rush it. You just allow the people to make them interview go on, But I go talk about it. But not in this one. Anyway, people, I'm not going to do any World Cup video. I'm tired, man. But the 3 hours and 10 minutes, I'll close it up now. See you guys tomorrow. Nothing but love and respect. Stay tuned and all of them stuff there. All right? My beautiful people, thank you guys for your support. Really do appreciate it. Don't forget to check out the merchandise. The link pinned in the description. Alright, peace. Reggae Boyz fans, don't forget to check out the merchandise. Follow the movements. Support the movements. Purchase the merchandise. Reggae Boyz Nation. We have the hat. We have the cups. Check it out. We have a lot of different merchandise in the store. Show your boy Ryan LFC some love and support. Buying the merchandise. Let me know. What do you guys think about the merchandise? Would you guys purchase one of the merchandise? I would really appreciate it. It help the channel, bro. And it help the channel put back some money in the channel to buy equipment. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Peace.
Oh, and left them here. This is Boom Boom, aka World Boom, the Billboard selector. And me I represent for Ryan LFC. To get the latest Reggae Boyz content, just hit that like and subscribe button. And the Operation Ball Game, I say, knock it, Ryan.